Is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Saturday. Once again, we are blessed and highly favored to wake up another day to be a part of the earth for whatever it is. Please don't forget to get yourself checked. You never know what's going on. And also, don't forget to check in on your loved ones, family members, and friends. Oh man, so we are here on this cloudy, gloomy, light rainy Saturday in New York. And yeah, we're just going through it. Let's see what the weather is looking like. Currently it is 46 degrees, going up to a high of 50. Rain all day. And then tomorrow we've got high of 58 degrees, also raining for a part of the day, cloudy most of the day. Then some sun breaks through towards the end of the day. Then Monday, mostly sunny, high of 68. Tuesday, partially sunny, high of 63. Wednesday, cloudy all day, 62. Thursday, partially sunny, 63. And Friday, mostly cloudy, but a little sun coming through, high of 61. Yeah, so that is what the weather is looking like, folks, for the week. Not too bad, what you would expect during this time. As they like to say, April showers bring May flowers, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. And let me give you guys the word of the day. What is the quote of the day? Ooh, that's a long. I'm not going to read that one. Ooh, this is a good one. This one is, however many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them? That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep, folks. However many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what you read or what you say to others. If you don't act the way in which you read and say, what's the point? What are you really saying about yourself? What are you really doing? That's deep. So I hope you guys are doing well. A lot has happened since the last time we met on this pod. Yeah, there was no show on Monday because the Knicks game was on that night at 8. I've done a couple walking and talkings this week, but we haven't had a real pod until today. And yeah, so the Knicks were up 1-0 last time. Well, actually, you know what? They hadn't played yet, so I guess you could say that they weren't. But we're at this point now where the Knicks are down 2-1, and people are questioning stuff, talking about everything falling apart. Honestly, guys, I am not panicked in that way. I don't think that this series is anywhere close to being over because I just don't think the Knicks are that type of team. And I do think that the Knicks are a better team than Atlanta. They may not be playing like it right now, but I do feel like the Knicks are a better team than Atlanta. And so the bottom line for me is getting back to the style of play that we're used to seeing this team go out there and do. And I think there's a lot of issues, right? There's a lot of issues. First off, the rotation. And of course, a lot of these issues that we're going to talk about, a lot has to do with Mike Brown. There's no sugarcoating that. But here's the thing: when you have a team that has uh, m- depth, whether or not you believe all the players on the team are good or not is not relevant to the point that the Knicks believe they have depth and they've been using the depth most of the year. Now we get to the playoffs, and as expected, most rosters get cut down, and you kind of use a core level of players, which you expect. However, for the Knicks, as you guys know, have a size issue, right? We may we may be good at center as far as height, but in the middle of the rotation and the lineup, that's where other teams have really taken advantage on us. They have more length throughout the lineup. So this year, what the Knicks have done is they have pretty much, tried a bunch of different scenarios, different lineups, and different rotations. And you know, when it comes to length, outside of what we're playing now, there's not a lot of difference, but there is a big difference, and that difference is Mo Diawara. Now, do I think Mo Diawara is necessarily ready to be a part of the playoff mix? Like, knows what to do and knows how to handle the pressure and the different intensity of the playoffs? No, I don't think he's ready for that, but that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be a part of it, right? And the reason he should be a part of it is because the Knicks made him a part of the rotation. He was a sticking point in the rotation and definitely gave valuable minutes as the season went on. So, in some cases, you say, well, I can't play everybody. I got these guys. But guess what? Guess what, Mike Brown? Stuff is not working, right? Stuff is not working. You're not getting much from Landry Shamet right now. Jordan Clarkson, while he is a good addition, his impact is not being felt. We haven't had a Jordan Clarkson moment where you're like, Jordan Clarkson took over off the bench. You're not getting that at the moment. So when you're not getting that instant impact off the bench, you got to make changes. This is the playoffs. This is win or go home, right? So you don't wait, you make a move. And the Knicks being down 2-1 says a lot. Says a lot, in my opinion. And I do think that for Mo Diawara specifically, he's somebody that was playing, a lot of games recently down the stretch of the regular season with the team. So it's kind of felt like he's a part of the rotation. So to kind of just move away from that and also take away an element, a 6'9" player who plays defense and can give you some added offense at certain times, it's a difference to the team. So I think that the Knicks are hurting because of that. Um, Another thing that you're noticing is the Knicks are playing a style of basketball that everybody is aware of, right? And they are trying to take it away. And we are not making adjustments. The bottom line here is the Atlanta Hawks are a good defensive team, and they have some really good individual defensive players. You have to make an adjustment no matter how you feel about other things, about defense, about this and this. Do I get it? The fact that the Knicks have had the right players out there to play solid defense at times to get them back into the games. We can get stops because of the effort and the defensive players out there. Yeah, I get it. But if we can't do anything to make their defense work harder and get stuck in what they're trying to do, it doesn't matter, because the bottom line is all we're doing is trying to hang in the game. We're not taking advantage. We're not pulling away from the team, because as soon as we get a lead, 13, 14 points, they get back into it because of whatever, resting people or whatever is going on in the rotation. And then we have to fight back. So to me, that what that means is even on our offensive side, we're not executing at the level that we have been doing most of the season. One of the big things you need out there in these situations is ball handling. And no knock on Alvarado. I think he has helped, but he hasn't been able to kind of get off and do what he was doing in the regular season as much. Jalen Brunson has been uh, frustrated and broken off of his rhythm. So I think that's the key. Some people think in when it comes to defense, the most important thing is stopping your opponent, right? Contesting shots, obviously, yeah, of course. But is that the most important thing, or is it breaking the player's rhythm? To me, breaking the player's rhythm is even more detrimental and more impactful than just making a stop on a player, right? So if you can break a guy's rhythm, not only does that make it easier for you to stop them as you're playing defense on them, but when you have to get out the game and get a rest and get a breather, it's harder for that person to get back into their rhythm. It's harder for them to start taking over and getting back to what they were before because the rhythm is already busted. They have to really work to get back and to develop that. Breaking a player's rhythm is huge. And so that's what Dyson Daniels has been able to do against Jalen Brunson. Let me say one more thing. Do I think Jalen Brunson uh, can get going against Dyson Daniels? Yes. But the point is, Dyson Daniels is doing a great defensive job versus Jalen Brunson. And then when he's not in the game, they are sending help, right? So it's no real let up. There's no real let up. He's not able to really take over and take advantage of any mismatches and matchups. Because what happens is, say the Knicks figure out a way to set a screen or a couple off screens or whatever and get Jalen Brunson on a different matchup. By the time that matchup happens, his rhythm is already broken. So now he doesn't have that same shot rhythm. The ball hasn't been going in the basket. He hasn't been able to kind of get on a flow. It's been beautiful. If you're watching basketball, you're like, hey, Atlanta's doing a fantastic job. As a Knicks fan, of course, I hate it, but I got to respect what they're doing. And I'm more surprised that the Knicks haven't made the proper adjustments to deal with it. The other thing is, from the Dyson Daniels standpoint of it, Dyson Daniels only has to focus on Jalen Brunson. Throughout the regular season, if we play Atlanta 4 times throughout the year, last night, Dyson Daniels may have had to play OKC and Shea. 2 nights ago, he may have had to play Boston and some other person. In the playoffs, he only has to worry about Jalen Brunson. So even when Jalen Brunson, who has a bag of moves, Dyson is basically seeing everything he's got, right? And he's just can prepare for it. There's no in between, like, oh, now I got to worry about this guy. And then when I see Jalen Brunson again, I'm not really thinking about it. No. Every night he's thinking exactly, okay, I'm dealing with Jalen Brunson. I'm ready for all his moves. What is he going to do now? You get it? So that makes it even harder for Jalen Brunson to get off and do what he's got to do against this Atlanta Hawk team. Long story short, the point is the New York Knicks have to open up this roster and rotation. We need to get, in my opinion, Mo Diawara in the game for some added height, not only for his defensive ability, for his possible ability to add some, miscellaneous points out there when he's there, but also for the fact that he's 6'9" and he's another player that could possibly get some rebounds. Because I don't know if you guys have really been paying attention, but Atlanta's been doing a great job on the boards, right? We need a little bit more help. Now, why is Atlanta doing such a great job on the boards? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this Knicks team and why they are allowing Atlanta to get to these spots when we've been a very good rebounding team and should have the edge over them, consistently. But if you guys know, throughout the first 3 games, our best rebounder has been Josh Hart. That's bad. That's not a good thing. Shout out to Josh Hart for being aggressive with it, but that's not a good thing. When you got one of the best rebounders, if not the best rebounder statistically in the league in Cat, you've got the best offensive rebounder in the league on the team in Mitchell Robinson, and yet Josh Hart is the best rebounder in the team through 3 games of the series. No, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make any sense. And then, we run into these issues where we're making mistakes and making bad plays. Like the choices are having bad, but that's also because of the fact that we don't have a great amount of ball handling out there. When you are trying to take the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands, or you're blitzing him and forcing him to make split decisions that are not great for him. Listen, Jalen Brunson is pretty much great at everything. The only thing that he runs into problem is consistently, we all know this, if you blitz him and put him in a spot where he doesn't have an angle to get out of, he can make some bad choices with the basketball, right? You blitz him at the half court line where he's in the middle of the half court line and that sideline, he's in trouble, right? You put him down low on the corner by the underneath the basket, he's in trouble. So he tries obviously not to get to those points, but that's my point. We need another ball handler out there. And honestly, as good as Alvarado has been, our best secondary ball handler outside of Jalen Brunson is Tyler Kolek. I don't care that Tyler Kolek doesn't play the greatest defense. Everybody's getting lit up. So whoever you put in on CJ McCollum is lighting them up, especially Jalen Brunson. Right? So I think that for the Knicks, have to make a decision. What makes more sense right now? Getting us back to doing what we can do and making it a problem for, Atlanta, right? Getting our offensive game going and allowing them to really have to work so that way we can put some distance between them and ourselves. I think that's more important. I think at this point, we're down 2-1. I think that's more important. Like, getting these other guys involved, I think is helpful. And also the other thing too is outside of all of this stuff that we're talking about, Tyler Kolek does a great job of getting other people involved. So if guys are having off nights or not really feeling comfortable and gaining a rhythm, he can help get these guys going. He can help get Cat the ball. He can help maybe find better opportunities from Mikal Bridges. You know what I mean? Mikal Bridges in game 3 had 0 points, which is disgusting. But when you look at it, was it? Not really. He only took 3 shots. So the fact that he took 3 shots and didn't hit anything, then you start to look at it, well, man, he only took 3 shots. So, I mean, he doesn't really have any points. I can't really look at it like he was terrible. No, what you look at it like is that he's playing possum, that he's scared, that he's a decoy. That's what you look at it like. Like, what is he doing out there? He's so in his head about the way he's been playing and how he hasn't been doing anything offensively that he's not even attempting to shoot the ball. He's a decoy. He's just out there. That's not good for the Knicks team because that's not what they expect from him. They expect a guy who can play solid basketball on the defensive side and give you between 10 and 15 points on a given night. 0? So that is one part. Then Josh Hart has been struggling with his offensive game as far as especially the jump shooting aspect of it. And, Josh has been great all season. So, surprisingly, he's been one of the best 3-point shooters on the team. Solid field goal percentage. And he's been struggling in this series because Atlanta has good size and they play good defense. But if you're not getting much from Josh offensively and you're not getting anything from Mikal, and they're taking the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands and frustrating him and breaking his rhythm, then what are you actually getting? And then we talk about Cat, who is not really going in these games until like the second half. And it's desperation time at that point. And we're usually down. So what are we doing? What's really happening here? I said it before the series started. I thought the keys to victory was going to be the matchup between Jalen Johnson and OG Anunoby. I thought OG Anunoby he doesn't have to win the matchup, but he has to he has to kind of be right there with Jalen Johnson for us to have a good chance. But most importantly, I said that this series has to be the Karl-Anthony Towns series. This has to be his series to dominate because they are going to focus on Jalen Brunson. Dyson Daniels is a really good defender. He has good size on Jalen Brunson, and you got to respect that. So, because of that, he's most likely not going to be the biggest factor. Got to get Karl-Anthony Towns involved and allow him to take control of the game because no one on that team can really guard him. And that just is what it is. But what we're finding again is the Knicks are struggling to get Cat the ball. And Cat is not being aggressive enough. He's being docile again until the second half of the game when we're in desperate mode. Then he's going and get the ball. Then he's being more aggressive. We can't wait till the second half for Karl-Anthony Towns to take over. It's not like we're up and we're winning and letting other guys go and then this is his turn. No, we are down. So Cat has to go get it. Excuse me 1 second because there's somebody ringing my bell. Hold on. And I'm back. Cat has to go get it. Mike Brown has to do a better job of just continuing his coaching style of the regular season. I know this is the playoffs. And like I said, remember when I told you guys before that I have a feeling like the issue and the reason why these guys struggle, and I'm talking about Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau, is that they overthink when it comes to these big game situations and the playoffs. That's why they're probably not as successful as they are in the regular season. Mike Brown is doing too much. Definitely doing too much. He's not doing the right things. He's overthinking. He's calling excessive timeouts. He's calling timeouts at different points because of whatever. Mismanagement of the timeouts, the rotation. He's decided, you know what, this is the way things have to be. No, this is not the way things have to be. What you got to do is use what has worked to get you here. Mo Diawara has been a part of that. Tyler Kolek has been a part of that. Forget minutes. Forget, I need to play Alvarado this many minutes or Jordan Clarkson this many. Forget it. Look at what's going out. Look what you got, going out there and how it's working. And if it doesn't seem like it's working, then try something else. Now, I will say this. In game 3, the bench was helping the Knicks get back into the game. So I'm not gonna make a big deal about the game 3 decision as much as game 2. In game 2, the bench was not doing nearly as much. And every time the bench went in there, Atlanta made a run. So that's what I'm saying. It's a game by game thing. It's adjustments. You got to look at what's actually happening and say, from this, I'm going to make this decision. Game 3, not as big of a deal. Game 2, definitely a moment where the bench wasn't giving them much, if not anything. And Atlanta was making their run every time the bench came in. My point is the biggest advantage that Atlanta has right now is the fact that they have some really good individual defensive players, but the fact that they've got some length in the intermediary parts of the rotation. So how do you break that? Bring in a guy like Mo Diawara. I'm not even talking about Paco Dadier and stuff like that. Forget that. Bring in a guy who's actually been playing in the part of your rotation that has good size, good length, can play some defense, and has showed you some scoring chops. And can help you on the boards because of his height. Bring in those type of people. And Tyler Kolek, it speaks for itself. The guy's another solid ball handler. Might give you some offense depending on how his game is flowing, but more importantly, he gets other guys involved. And the Knicks are having a problem scoring. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the issue is. This is not a tough call to me. Like, now you could say, hey, Ron, what if they bring these guys in and they get exposed immediately? Well, then they get exposed immediately, but then at least you tried something. You know what I mean? At least you tried something, and we'll see where it goes. But the other thing too is they might get exposed immediately because they haven't had this experience. But then once they get their feet wet and once the moment doesn't become too big for them anymore, then they can start relaxing and playing basketball. You're never going to get that if you don't give them a shot. Never going to get that. So that's what I'm saying. At this point, it's desperation mode. The Knicks are down 2-1. They need to tie up this series going back to Madison Square Garden, so then they can have a chance to take care of business again, the way we expected. Some people were saying the Knicks should sweep. I told you guys before, I thought the Knicks in 5. I did not think that the Knicks were going to, have to win in 6, if anything. And I told you that if the Knicks go 7, I was going to be very disappointed. And that's still where I'm at. If the Knicks go 7 against Atlanta, I don't feel good about anything else going, for the rest of this playoffs. Even if they get past them, I don't like it. If you go 7 against Atlanta, when you are a better team, even though they're playing good basketball, the Knicks have a way to beat Atlanta, and they're just not doing it. To me, if they go 7, I'm very concerned about the rest of the playoffs, even if they win. You know what I mean? That's my own opinion, how I feel about it. I'm not surprised of them going 6 though. But the reason why I say that also about going 7 is the Knicks are at the point where if I want them to win in 6, they got to win 4 in a row. And that would show me something. Not only would it show me that, okay, we messed up, we made some mistakes, but we took care of business and won 4 in a row, right? That's important to me, showing like, okay, you guys made some mistakes, did what you had to do, and you won 4 in a row against this team, which meant you were on your business. That is the type of stuff I need to see going forward. It actually would make things better and turn the narrative and everything around and make me as a Knicks fan feel, okay, they're in playoff mode. Yeah, they messed up early, but winning 4 in a row against Atlanta, how they've been playing, shows me something. So that's what I'm looking for. The other thing. I know people are already starting to focus on this. I don't want to focus on it too much. But the bottom line is, if the Knicks don't get out of this series, this team can't come back the same way. And in my opinion, everybody's on the table. Everybody. Now, I did say before, and I'm not changing from that, I wouldn't trade Jalen Brunson right now. If they don't make it out of this first round, he would be the last person I would think of trading, but everybody else could go. Then I don't mean like you got to trade everybody else. I mean like if we get trade opportunities, anybody's on the table. Because what I want is I would like us, if we had to make those trades, to be able to bring in other people that can play with Jalen for one more season and see what we can do. And if that don't work, then you trade Jalen as well. But give Jalen one more season with a different mix, right? And then we go from there. Because it's not the fault of Brunson that some guys are not the best one-on-one offensive players. It's not Jalen's fault that Mikal Bridges is going into one of the worst funks he's had since he's been a Knick. So, I mean, you guys might say, well, Jalen's not passing the ball and all this stuff. But prior to all of this, you remember the team that was here with Julius Randle and, Dante DiVincenzo? Was people complaining that Jalen wasn't passing the ball? No. You know why? Because those two dudes were eating. Those two dudes was doing what they had to do, and they were going to get it, right? So you wasn't complaining or worrying about that at that time because you had different type of players. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Jalen Brunson is, not at fault at times, but I explained this on a Walking and Talking. This is the style of play that the team has set up for Jalen Brunson. He's Captain Clutch, right? So in the fourth quarter of games especially, he gets the ball and he goes to work. If you don't want Jalen Brunson to do that, then there's no more Captain Clutch. Then Mike Brown needs to say, guess what, guys? This style of basketball, when Jalen is supposed to get it in the fourth quarter, everybody's expecting it. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to move the ball. And if it finds Jalen, Jalen can do what he got to do. But Jalen, as soon as you see the double team, kick it. And I want you guys to rotate and take the open shot. We got to make the defense honest. That's a team thing. That's from the coach. So to assume that when Jalen has been doing, because the problem is what was good for the team before is not good enough for the fans anymore. Jalen Brunson's been doing this since he's been a Knick. You didn't complain about it when he was averaging 30 points in the playoffs 2 years ago. You didn't complain about it when he basically took Philadelphia out the series with his gameplay. You didn't complain about it, through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. You didn't complain about it last year when he knocked Detroit out with the final shot. You wasn't complaining about it then. You're complaining about it now because there's other issues with this team, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. We are only looking at stuff on surface level. There's other things with this team that are issues that we are not getting over. And right now, in this Atlanta Hawks series, there's no way. Honestly, the way the Knicks are playing right now, there's no way they should be able to beat Atlanta. When you got a blitz happening and double teams happening on Jalen Brunson, taking him out of the game, you got Cat not being aggressive enough or the ball not getting to him so that he can do things until the second half of the game. You got Josh Hart, who's struggling with his perimeter game, even though that's been a hallmark for him all season. And you got nothing from Mikal Bridges. The Knicks should never be able to beat Atlanta under these circumstances. But what I'm trying to say is that's Fugazi, folks. This ain't real. The Knicks can and should be able to beat this Atlanta Hawk team if they turn this stuff around now. Today is the day. This is obviously a must win, but today is the day to turn things around. Forget the win. You got to turn around your style of play and get back to playing basketball that's going to put Atlanta on their heels. I don't know what Mike Brown's going to do. The conversation is about him changing up the starting lineup. You know what? I don't care about no changing up the starting lineup. Do whatever the hell you want that you think makes sense. The bottom line that I'm telling you is Mo Diawara should be involved because we got other issues with rebounding and length. Tyler Kolek is somebody you should think about involving because we need to be able to spray that ball around and get people good opportunities. It's one thing to pass the ball. It's another thing to pass guys open. If we're having problems in those aspects, that's a fix. Anyway, it's just so many different things that are happening that don't make sense, but you understand it because it's the playoffs. That's what basketball is about. The Knicks have been the best fourth quarter team for how long? Last couple months? Now in the NBA, by the way. Now they're going into these games and they're losing the games in the fourth quarter. Make it make sense. You can't. You just can't. So that's where I feel right now, folks. If the Knicks don't, I'm not saying they got to make my adjustments, but if the Knicks don't make some adjustments that make sense, they're going home. And then this team is going to be very different. Then the window for this team is over. It will be over because they'll make changes and it'll be a new window for some new players. Whether that means Giannis Antetokounmpo or someone else out there, whoever, this team is going to be different next year. If they get knocked out of this Atlanta series, that's a given. And honestly, yes, I would also agree that Coach Mike Brown would need to be fired as well. Sorry, but the decision making down the stretch of games in the regular season and then now in the playoffs, if we go out like this, he's got to go. And it is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward, guys. Today is a really big day, very important day for the Knicks, not just to get a win, but to change the style of play that's been happening so we can start putting the Atlanta Hawks on their heels again and make them lose some confidence because they're playing at an all-time high right now. Their confidence level is through the roof. Yeah, we heard about the New York Knicks all season, third in the East, all this stuff. They beat us a couple. Listen, doesn't matter right now. Playoffs, clean slate, and we're doing what we need to do. They're not that tough. We don't got to worry. We take Jalen Brunson out the game. What are they? That's what they're saying to themselves, folks. And that's what it shows. So, all right. Now, I did say last week, for this week, we were going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I'm going to open up the panel and we can have a full panel today. So no one-offs, no individual panels. This is going to be regular scheduled programming that you're used to for today, because I know a lot of Knicks fans, my fellow Knicks fans, have a lot to say. And so we'll chop it up. But before we continue, last week was very stressful for me. It was detrimental to my well-being, right? Because as I told you guys, I was in a good mood. I was feeling good about everything. And the juju was thrown off by how the chat was interacting. Everything that happened in the chat just put me in a state of like, I didn't even want to do the show anymore, honestly. Not, in general, just that show, that day, I was like, nah, I could shut this thing off and go do something better with my time for today. But I didn't do that. I stuck with it and we got through the day. But we can't have that anymore, folks. That can't happen anymore. We gotta be better. Okay. So I'm expecting everybody out there to be better, right? Let's be better as people and have more respect. And look, the other thing is, I know there's some people that may not like each other in the chat, but this is not about that. Look, if you respect me and respect the platform that I've built and what I'm trying to accomplish and do with this platform, show me the level of respect that I'm asking for, because I show you all that level of respect. I don't intentionally try to disrespect anybody. And if I have to call anybody out on anything, I try to do it in the best possible way, to not embarrass anybody or to act like I'm bigger and badder than anybody because it's my show. I just want people to act right. You know what I mean? We're here as Knicks fans to be able to chop it up and talk about the great stuff that happens or the bad stuff that happens, all in the effort to see the promised land. We all want to see a championship and be able to celebrate and have fun together. But throughout the course of a season, we have these talks and these moments where we talk about what takes place. That's all it is, y'all. That's all it is. So before we continue, before I put anything in the chat for opening the panel up, before I read any messages from anybody in the chat, I got to put up the code of conduct. As it loads up in its slow fashion. So these are the SKF rules of conduct, folks. And you're going to see this maybe about 3 or 4 times throughout the show. Everybody needs to see it. If you come late, you're going to see this. Bottom line is, be respectful. Treat others with kindness. Bullying, harassment, and hate speech are strictly prohibited. Do not make threats. Threats of violence will not be tolerated. Fans of other teams that may want to come into the chat and show their love for their other team, fine, okay. All fans are welcome in the chat as long as they keep it respectful. Keep it classy, Freddie Blassie, baby. Keep it clean. Refrain from profanity and obscene language. Stay on topic. Focus on the content of the stream. Respect privacy. Do not share personal information about yourself or others. We don't want to know too much about you because we don't want anybody trying to throw stuff in your face or calling you out on anything. And we don't want you sharing anything that you may know about someone else. No trolling. In the past, I would not care about it at all, but this chat has gotten out of control. No trolling. Do not disrupt the chat intentionally, please. We are here to talk about the New York Knicks, basketball, the way it's played, and have our opinions and good conversation. The other stuff may have been cool before, but now I got to clean it up. I'm sorry. Penalties. First time is a 30-minute timeout. Second time is a 24-hour timeout. And third time is a permanent ban. See the difference? See the level of 30 minutes, 24 hours to a permanent ban? There's no in between. I don't want to do it. I'm not dealing with it. I don't have the time. I got a life. I got a family. I got a 9 to 5. I got other stuff that I got going on. And, and like today, I'm here on not a beautiful, but I'm here on a Saturday. And then there's going to be some beautiful Saturdays that I'm still here rocking with y'all rather than doing other things. That's the least I could hope for, that we all just respect each other and try to live like regular people. You know what I mean? The golden rule, do unto others the way you would like them to do unto you. Facts. So thank you guys for, listening and just understanding. We got to be better, y'all. We got to be better. We criticize the Knicks for trying to be better out there and put a better product out there. We got to be better as people. So that's where I'm at. And there should be no question about what's going to happen. You see what's going to happen. And so I don't have to say anything. And also, for some of you, it's a good thing. Guess what? We're starting fresh from today. So if you have been gotten in a timeout before, guess what? All the rules of conduct are starting fresh today. So you get a retrieve, right? So your first infraction, you'll get the 30-minute timeout, and then the 24-hour timeout, and then the permanent ban. So for some of you who might have gotten timed out before, it all starts fresh again right now. Good for you guys. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. Please, let's be better, y'all. I don't got time for it. I'm just, I got other stuff. I got a kid. I don't need to be babysit. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody. And I'm just saying this to get it out the way because I don't want to deal with this anymore. I think we're in a much better place. We're all, for the most part, I look at my algorithm. We're all adults here, man. We've lived lives. We don't need to be going back and forth with this foolishness. Let's move on. All right. So let me. Okay, I got to be honest with you guys. There's like 300 messages in the chat. I can't read everything. I got to get the show going, but I'm gonna breeze through it. Just say what's up to everybody. So I apologize. I will read the super chats. Just give me a second. Let me say what's up to some people. Shout out to Marvin Perspective from the the 1122. Woo-wee. Okay. I see you, Marvin. Always changing it up. It's been a minute, man. I hope you're doing well, brother. Shout out to Walter Blackman, member of the SKF Army. Salute to you, my brother. Good to see you as always. I got some people backstage. I see y'all. I'll be right with y'all. Let me breeze through. He says, good morning, Ron and my Knicks family. Salute to Crim's dad. The eyes have it. You see it. Member of the SKF Army says Knicks in 6. Okay, Crim's dad. Geraldine McIver is in the building, a member of the SKF Army and the first lady of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. Says salute Ron into the chat. What's going on, Geraldine? Tendril Sound is in the building. Knicks in 6. I see you. Wonder Woman is in the building, member of the SKF Army. Salute Wonder Woman. Let's go. Says good morning, Ron in the chat. I hope everyone is doing well. Same to you. Okay. JJ's in the building, member of the SKF Army. Salute JJ. Says salute Ron. Today's game is the most consequential game I can remember as a Knicks fan in how the roster, coaching staff, and front office may look next year. I agree. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. Salute. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. I'm a little skeptical about tonight's game and the outcome of the series based on the first 3 games. Those 3 games leave much to be desired. We don't have high IQ guys on this team. I hear you. All right. David Smith. Well, you know what? I'm not going to read this from David. I'll read the super chat because he might have. No, he doesn't mention the same thing. Well, anyway, I'll read the super chats. Shout out to David Smith. Good to see you. Hold on. Where am I? Give me a second, guys. I see y'all backstage. Looking forward to chopping it up. Darlene Bryan is in the building. What up, Darlene? Says salute Ron in the chat. Hey, Lotaria. We are. They is. Let's go. Let's go. Tori B's in the building. Member of the SKF Army says, good morning, good people. All right. Okay. I see David Super Chat. Nick Nation's in the building. What up, Nick Nation? Salute. Travel Vibes is here. Salute everybody. First thing first. Hope all is well. That being said, it's a must win today for us. Agreed. Shout out to Randu in the building, member of the SKF Army. Salute. Salute, Ron. And to the chat. Sorry, guys. Do me a second. I'm just breezing through. I did say what's up to Dwayne Dennis already, I believe, I hope. Shout out to you, Dwayne. Shout out to Lena Franklin in the building. Let's go, Lena. What up, family? I know we got to win this game. And also today is the New York Liberty first preseason game today at the Barclays Center. Oh, dope. Shout out to you, Lena. Mello Mike is in the building. What up, Mello? Member of the SKF Army. Salute. Says salute to you, Ron, and good morning to you and the SKF Army and chat members. Appreciate you, Mello. Good to see you, my brother. Cardiac Knicks is here. Salute, Ron. Salute, SKF chat. Can the Knicks stop playing with their tails between their legs? I hope so, brother. I hope so. Bagger Jones is in the building. Bagger, I see you. Shout out to Sherwin in the building. Said, good morning, Ron. Atlanta has the ability to switch from 1 to 5. Atlanta can have their center posted at the 3-point line, keeping Mitch away from the lanes. Our size is our problem. We are too little. I mean, you've been bringing that up all season, and this is definitely a moment where that reigns true. It is an issue. It is an issue, bro. D-Rex is in the building. You see him. What up, D-Rex? Says Kolek, the best player in the NBA in plus minus in December, yet we willfully benched him for no basketball reason. It's truth. Q Burrow, mad thorough. What up, Q Burrow, brother? Said they double team in Brunson. Why not double team McCollum? That's a thought. That's a thought. I mean, I guess the scary part about McCollum is that Jalen Johnson is so damn good. Yo, I can't believe how good. I swear to you, I say this all the time, and y'all think I'm maybe just capping. Jalen Johnson is phenomenal. That kid is great. But, you know, McCollum is already. So the thing about McCollum is people forget that McCollum was a sniper with Portland. McCollum was one of the best in the league. That duo of him and Dame was ridiculous, y'all. So McCollum hasn't lost any of those tricks, yo. Shout out to Apollo Williams in the building. Said Ron, salute, sad because Quinn Snyder running circles around Mike Brown. And shout out to Quinn Snyder too, because let's not forget those seasons when Utah had success. Yes, they didn't win it, and you know they fell apart at certain moments. Especially, actually, Jalen Brunson had something to do with that too. But Quinn Snyder had those boys playing, so Quinn Snyder knows how to coach. Shout out to Chris Gotti in the building. What up, Chris? Jimmy J in the building. What up, Jimmy J? Jalen Johnson averaging 21, 8, and 5, and he is the star, not CJ. He hasn't even had a great game yet. I mean, yeah, but like I said, don't forget what CJ McCollum is. You see, I think what happens in the league is as more time goes by, we forget when you're a star, you're a star. Your game may change because you're older and you don't have the same quickness or the same, that explosiveness that you had before. CJ McCollum is a bucket. He's been a bucket and one of the best to ever do it. So that stuff, the mentality is still there. And he's played under every scenario. So nothing phases him. That's important, especially in the playoffs. Joe from AC is in the building. I see you. Mega NYK. What up, Mega? Says salute. Good afternoon to my guy Ron and the SKF chat. Good to see you, Mega. Okay, I'm almost at the bottom, y'all, and then we'll get to the super chats and our backstage guest. Shaw Powers in the building. Salute, salute, salute. One half of Knicks Real Talk is here. Salute. What's going on? I think is that everybody? A lot of chat interaction, but I'm just seeing if there's any new names to give some. Trapped in the 90s is in the building. What up, Trap? Animal Lex is in the building. What up? Says salute everyone. Did we overachieve in the regular season? Did we have too many finesse players and not enough dogs? Is Mike Brown the leader of men? So many questions. Real quick, I'll answer that. No, I don't think we overachieved. Do we have too many finesse players? No, I don't think we do. I don't think it's the not enough dogs. I think the issue is just the fact that we have changed from some of the lineups we were playing down the stretch in the regular season. And Mikal Bridges has gone into a terrible funk and he can't get out of it. I think his shot is off. I think he's gone back into those terrible shot mechanics. They're not making a big deal about it publicly, but he doesn't look comfortable with his shot at all, and he can't find a rhythm. And that's a big part, especially when you're in a situation where the other team is double teaming your best player. And between that and the aggressiveness of Cat, I think that's a problem. And I like I said, I don't want to put it all on Cat because it's partially on Cat, but I do feel like Cat should just go get the ball. Just give me the damn ball. If you got to go to a timeout, when Mike Brown calls one of them timeouts, hey, give me the ball. You know what I mean? Like, give me the ball. Let's go. I don't understand. This is stupid. He is a 9-time or 10-time NBA player, like 5, 6-time All-Star, whatever the hell he is. Give me the damn ball. What are we doing? Do you see what they're doing here? None of these dudes can guard me. Give me the ball. Like, what? It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And I know he's going to, even if that's the case, he might force some issues. I don't care if Cat turns the ball over 10 times. As long as he gets 35, 40 points, we win the basketball game. He goes to work on these dudes, gets his rebound. I don't care. It don't matter if it's pretty as long as it works. Shout out to Jeremy Nussbaum in the building. Salute, Ron. What up, Jeremy? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. All right, guys. Now I'm literally almost at the bottom here. Danny Landis is in the building. What up, Danny? Said I take RJ all day over Bridges. I mean, yeah, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Oh, sorry. You know the song. Lion of Judah is in the building. What up, my brother? Shalom, my brother. Ron, panel, and the chat. Blessings to all. Same to you, my brother. Agent Super Argo's in the building. Knicks fans are losing their damn minds. Chill. I know. People are going crazy. Ruben Nunez is in the building. What up, Ruben? Bridges is no longer a starter in this league. Can't create or hit. Open three. Is not a lockdown defender. Ron Mills is in the building. What up, Ron? Good to see you. He says, salute, Ron. Andios NYK is in the building, my brother. We days away. I know. I feel it. Unless something's happened already, but I think he would have told me. You know, if you guys don't know, Andios is expecting his first little baby girl. I can't wait. Can't wait. Prezi the boss is in the building. What up, Prezi? Good afternoon, Ron, the Teflon Don, general of the SKF Army. Salute to the SKF Army. Salute to you, Prezi. Good to see you, bro. Sanga Waldron's in the building. Said we're going to lose this, so let's discuss what's next. Nah, I can't give up like that, bro. If I give up like that, then and they give up like that, then who are we really rooting for? It don't matter what we change. They can't have that mentality. They got to go out and get it done, man. 5 Adams says, do you trade Giannis for Jalen? No, I would not trade Giannis for Jalen because, quite frankly, you guys see Jalen's not the only issue right now on this team. And Jalen is being taken out by a great defender and or double teams when he's not available. So someone else got to step up. And if you get rid of Jalen, you're still going to need other people to step up. If you bring in, say you bring Giannis here, right? Now, it may be a lot harder for them to double team Giannis and get the ball away from him and all that stuff, but they can do it. Certain players can do it. They can help. And then that means somebody else got to step up. And you're still dealing with the same cast of characters, other guys that aren't stepping up. Guys need to step up. Okay, this is I don't know how to read this. What up, S? I don't want to say this wrong. Is it Shaba or Shabayam clean? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to read it. So if we lose this series, I would sell high on Jalen Brunson. I mean, you could do that, but I think you realize that you'd be in a much bigger situation than you think if you don't get rid of other players as well. Now, if you say, Ron, I hear what you're saying, but I'm ready to go. If I'm gonna bring in other players, are you gonna be? You think that the Knicks are just gonna be able to wheel and deal and change the whole team around and bring in Giannis and bring in Booker and all? No, trades don't happen like that. So if you trade Jalen Brunson and bring in Giannis, all right, cool. So who else is going? Because that's going to be a point. Because if Jalen Brunson is going, right, and not much else is going, like maybe some other minor pieces, yet you still have Mikal Bridges and OG and Josh Hart or whatever. I don't know. How much of a difference is that team going to be? You know what I mean? You still got Cat, who's not necessarily commanding the ball, right? You still got the situation where they can double team possibly and try to get the ball out of Giannis's hands. So who's going to take the shots? Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges? Who's going to be around? And if they are around, do you feel confident in them? That's why I'm saying Jalen is not the first domino that you should be thinking about going. It's other guys in this team that are just not necessarily the perfect type of complementary player for what the Knicks are trying to do. And for this current system, the other thing is you change the coach, right? Then now that's a different system. And I think at this point, the Knicks need to, if they don't make it out of here, they need to change it all up. So we'll see. All right, guys. Hawks ATL is in the building. Shout out to you. What to do? I know you guys are very happy about what you got going on. Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing the thing. The Milkman is in the building. Salute, Ron G. What's good? Salute, my guy. All right. Keith Turner is here. What up, Keith? My brother John in the building. What up, my guy? Appreciate you. He says, I'm tuned in. Knicks in 7. As I said in our weekly show, Knicks win the next 2. Okay. I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right. P Sway is here. Sorry, guys. I just want to show a lot of love because once we get into this conversation, we're going to be trapped. I definitely trade JB for Giannis straight up. I mean, like I said, if you listen to everything that we've talked about, there's more to the problem than just that. And then later, you're going to watch something crazy happen. You can be like, well, Ron, I didn't expect that. Or, well, we can trade those guys too. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because don't forget, the other thing too is Jalen Brunson is making what he's making now, but Giannis is making more. Poopzilla is in the building, says, I understand he should demand the ball, true, but it becomes a common sense thing. Are the players around him smart enough to get him the ball? The only hot hand they ride is Jalen. I see what you're saying, Poopzilla, but the bottom line is if you've watched what's happening, Jalen is getting the ball. He's forcing the shot opportunities that he is getting, but then he's getting the ball out of his hands, and other guys are having their moments to do stuff. Like Cat is letting other guys do something with the ball. What I'm trying to say is Cat's got to be more. Look, you can like me or don't like me. I'm trying to win. The best players, they don't give a crap about what you got going on. Kobe Bryant, when he's on the floor, give me the ball. Kobe Bryant was on the floor with Shaq. Give me the ball. Don't care that Shaq is out there. Give me the ball. You know what I mean? Like, we need guys to take control of the game who can do it. Not everybody can do it. Cat is one of the best players in the NBA for a reason. Plus, he has the best matchup thing. Like, these guys can't guard Cat. So that's why I'm like pleading with Cat to take over. Pleading. Okay. All right, guys. I think that Mr. Grazer in the building. Brunson needs to be able to distribute the ball better. Cat is an extremely talented scorer, but he's limited by opportunities, and Brunson not getting him the ball in advantageous positions. Well, as we talked about before, it's not just Brunson's job to get Cat the ball. It's the team's job to get Cat the ball because Brunson is the first line of contact when it comes to scoring. You take the ball out of Brunson's hands, then he's going to pass the ball to somebody else. If Cat's not where he is, then somebody that he passes it to has to get the ball to Cat. That also comes down for Coach Mike Brown too. What I'm trying to tell you is don't care if it's Mike Brown. I don't care if it's Rick Brunson. I don't care if it's the guy who holds the laptop. I don't care if it's the guy who's looking at the screen to see if we need to challenge. The game plan should be get the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns. This series is about Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't care about no other series. This one matters first, and we got to get out of this to go anywhere else. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. The matchup issue here is Cat is the one who can dominate. That is the guy you got to run this offense through. Or we could talk about it in the offseason because that's what's going to happen. All right. I think that's it. 90s Knicks fans in the building. What up? Still don't know why fans think Giannis would ever come here as long as Mike Brown is the coach. I don't see it. I got you. Margaret Edwards, where you been, Margaret? Good to see. Cat is a good passer. Salute. Good to see you, Margaret, and let's go. All right. Okay, guys. Whew, finally. All right, let me bring some people in here. And while I'm doing that, once again, we got 124 people tuned in. Please smash the like button if you haven't already, or subscribe, because I know some of y'all may not be subscribed. I mean, if you like the content, holla at your boy. And if you don't know what the like button looks like, it looks a little something like this. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, so let me get some people in here. I'm not going to read this again. Yeah, I'm just going to put it up so y'all can see it because this is going to be something that flows on every show. You're going to see it once every show, but today it's going to flow a little bit because I need y'all to understand it. So as I get my peoples up in here, what we got? 3 and 4. Okay, go to the 4-man. Give me a second. Add, and then where is my 4-man? There we go. Put that back up on the screen in a minute. Cool. Yeah, take a look at that again real quick as I sip my water. There should be no questions about what's going on, okay? Y'all see it. All right, whatever you didn't see, you'll see later. What up, fellas?
Hey, how we doing, fam?
Man, I wish I could say I'm doing great. I'm pissed off about how these Knicks are playing, but other than that, I'm not panicked. I'm just upset that we're watching this, but I'm not panicked because I know the Knicks can get Atlanta up out of here. They just got to do what they need to do.
I think it's funny because in this moment, I feel like Knicks fans are very united about where we're all at.
Let's go.
What up, Joe?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man. Listen, man. I'm happy to be back to be able to talk basketball and not worry about any other crap. But bottom line is, I need these Knicks to come out today with a level that we haven't seen so far. Now, this is not what I want. I just want to tell you guys this before y'all start, giving me your takes. What I assume is going to happen is that they're going to come out with energy on defense and offense, and Jalen Brunson is going to go crazy. That's not necessarily what I want to happen, though. What I want to happen is what I said. I want them to get Tyler Kolek involved. I want them to get Mo Diawara involved, and I want Cat to dominate and take over. At the end of today's game, I want Cat to be the highest scorer on the Knicks. That's what I want, because that shows me that we're taking advantage of our advantage. The advantage is Cat. I don't care how many games it is, 6, 7 games. In this series, Cat is the advantage. So, and I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. Let me read these super chats real quick before we continue. I did say I was going to do that, and I didn't get to them yet. Sorry. First off, you know what it is. Shout out to David Smith. Thank you for the generous super chat. Okay. Celtics use their two best players, Tatum and Brown, equally. Knicks system under Mike Brown, All-NBA, All-Star center Towns gets a measly 12 shots, while Brunson takes more than double that amount of shots, like 25 or 26 shots. And I agree with you. There's really nothing that I can say about that, David, that makes it make sense. But what I will tell you is not only is Jalen Brunson the point guard, so he's going to get the ball in his hands so he can do something with it, but Jalen Brunson is aggressive. He's not going to just – did you watch – now, it didn't work out, right? It didn't work out. But did you watch how Jalen Brunson was scrambling around to get the ball in his hands in the last seconds of the game in Game 3? Not just because he's the ball. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible execution, but the point is he's going to get it. That's his role. That's who he is. He wants the ball in his hands. He's going to do it. All I'm asking for Cat to do is to look. I've seen, and this is why I'm not asking too much, guys. It's not like I'm asking Cat to do something that's out of his character. Have you seen when Cat gets going how disrespectful Cat can be? When he starts barking at the opposing team in their face.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he can be an animal at times, man. That's what we need in this series.
Yes, it's not like Cat can't do this. Cat can do this. So I'm telling Cat, nice guy Cat, when you want to be nice guy Cat with your teammates, give me the damn ball. Look, we are losing. Give me the ball. I don't care. Let me go to work. That's what I'm saying.
Are we gonna go around, Ron? Like, what's the format today?
No, you're gonna be able to just jump in but I will be calling on you for specific things. But yes, you'll be able to jump in. Because
on that one, I just don't think, like, before this series started, you had the entire Knicks. Why did Knicks fans arrogantly, in my opinion, go into this series saying Knicks in 4? Because we have a clear matchup advantage at the center position. Not just Cat, but Mitchell Robinson, but particularly Cat. That is why Knicks fans were so confident. So that's your win condition, okay? Your win condition is they don't have anyone that's 7 foot that can shoot a three over there with mass to stop Cat. They don't.
Got to use your advantages.
They don't. They just don't. So if that's your win condition, you don't have him, please give me the ball, begging for the ball, please. Do you want to win or not? Jalen Brunson taking 5,000 shots is not going to win you the series. Maybe in the next series he could win like that. This series, we all agree. Nobody's here. Cat is the advantage of this series. Everybody agrees. Why do you have to be begging on his knees for the ball? Give him the ball.
And Cat, and listen, and keep in mind that when I'm saying this, Cat's been great. Like, I mean, the Game 3, he didn't
have a bad game yet.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah, I think as fans, we're just itching to see more. Like, we see Cat how well he's playing, and we see his shot usage, and we're like, why doesn't he have like 7 to 8 more shots? You know?
Let me just double check this real quick.
I mean, yesterday was a sensational game from the guy.
Yeah, like my whole thing is like, I need more from Cat, and I need, because I know. Look, I am the first to say a lot of this comes from the coach, the style of play, and what's going on. I keep telling y'all may think I'm just talking to talk, and I'm not meaning you guys. I mean everybody in general. When I say the coach has a lot to do with what's happening on the court, because the coach can stop it. Coach calls timeouts when the other teams go on runs because he's trying to break the momentum and also talk to his guys and calm them down, get them back in the right. You can also tell your guys, look, I don't know what y'all doing. This is not what I want y'all to do. Get the ball to this person. Or, you know what, y'all are, I've said this before too, y'all not moving the ball enough. I want to see 4 passes before somebody takes a shot. Like, this is stuff that coaches say. I know I didn't play professionally, but I played organized ball. Coaches have told me this stuff. This is nothing crazy. So what I'm saying is the coach has to do this. And if the coach don't do it, then the player has to demand it. Listen, Cat can instantly look. Don't get me wrong. I know Cat, and I know that Cat at some points of the season, and I know you guys have been waiting to talk. Give me a little bit more time. I'm gonna land my plane. I know at some points in the season, Cat may have been tuned out a little bit, but that was on the defensive side, right? Because he was all over the place, didn't know what he was doing. Cat has changed from that point to now. Cat has been much more involved. He's been playing much better defense, much better team basketball on that side, so the players can respect him more. Oh, as long as you chip it in and doing what we need you to do with that height, Cool. So if Cat says to the guys, listen, you see what's going on. They doubling Jalen. McCall's not shooting. Josh shot's not falling. Give me the ball. There's nobody gonna, I don't care how you feel about it. Check your pride, check your feelings. He's telling you the truth. Give him the ball.
I still think we're witnessing a coaching battle.
I want to jump in real quick. Are we sure that Cat is not? Is he doing that? Because it sure looks like to me. Not to get off topic or nothing like that. Not to go rebuttal or nothing like that. But it looks like when he comes in, if he wants the ball, he will get the ball. He doesn't. He goes right around this pick and roll, and he doesn't reestablish himself. He goes right around and go to the 3-point land where he don't shoot the 3-pointer in the corner. What are you doing in the corner? I mean, I believe that he should be getting the ball, and I believe he should be scoring about 35 points in this series against these guys that cannot hold him. But he, in my opinion, he is not doing that. He's not doing that this series.
And but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's saying that. I'm saying he should be saying that.
Right. He should be.
I need him to say. That's what I need him to say.
He should be dominating this series.
I 100% agree. Listen, and the thing is, we all see it, and the fans who may not even be big fans of Cat see it because Cat's not even getting. We just talked about Cat had 12 shots in the last game, and look at his points: 21 points, 17 rebounds. He had like four assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's doing everything, and he's not even touching the ball like that. It's crazy to me. Anyway, let me read the super chat. Shout out to David Smith once again. Thank you for the generous super chat. Said the front office, coach, and captain Jalen Brunson don't care about winning an NBA title. They are all about getting Brunson paid his next contract. MSG politics. Dolan may need to step in and break up the country club. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't agree. I think Jalen Brunson, more than anybody, wants to win, not only because he won 2 championships in college and has been a proven winner, also won in high school, has shown that he's tried to win at every level, has been counted out of every single game he's been in since he's been a young player because of his height and stature, which he said, if you listen to his interviews about how he got teased and the stuff he had to overcome being a basketball player, he's been questioned at every level. Jalen Brunson wants to win, David, and to the rest of the Knicks fans, he wants to win more than anybody else. Jalen Brunson has the floating narrative that people are starting to go back to lately. You guys see it. What Becky Hammond said about him, that the Knicks could never, they're not going to be able to win with a guy that size. You don't think he knows that? You don't think he's trying to prove Becky Hammond and the rest of the NBA wrong?
But that's Jalen Brunson. I want to jump in on that. Well, sorry, because it's frustrating because is he trying to win in a specific type of way to prove those people wrong, or is he just trying to win? Because that for me is the question. I feel like he wants to win in a very specific sort of way that's like a dominant scoring, take over the game type of perspective style. That is not necessarily the best way for this team to win in this series, for example, right now. And I really feel a lot of similarities between this series and the Pacers series. I feel like this is almost a direct continuation of the Pacers series.
Right.
And it's 3 times now that we've at least struggled against a young, tall, athletic team that could shoot. And Jalen Brunson, in particular, every single one of those series so far has struggled against this style of team. So are you trying to prove a point? Are you trying to farm a clip and show that you're the best and Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch? Or are you trying to win by any means possible? Would he be comfortable coming into a game with 5 points and 20 assists and we win that way? I don't personally think he would.
Well, I mean, I think that he's shown that he can, and he's done it in the regular season. Has he done it in the playoffs? No. But here's the problem. Here's the issue that we run into. All Jalen Brunson is doing is what he's done since he's been here. So the issue is less about him and more about the coach and the style of play that he's expecting in these moments throughout the game, especially in the fourth quarter. That's why I said it on my walking and talking. I said, should Captain Clutch go away? Should that idea of him being Captain Clutch be put aside? If you want to win basketball games down the stretch of the fourth quarter, should you be counting on Jalen Brunson to go one-on-one and get these shots? No, I think that if that's the style of play that you want to do, that's one thing. But if that's not what you want to do, then you have to aggressively make that a statement as the coach to the rest of the team. Hey, Jalen, No, we're going to move the ball. If you get the shot and you get open, you get one-on-one in a good matchup, go to work. But if it's not there, pass the ball. We'll reset.
But
I think
this is also a situation where if he's Captain Clutch every game, we know that, they know that, and this is a good defense with very good individual defenders that can match up with him. So if this game in the clutch is Jalen Brunson, the next game in the clutch is Jalen Brunson, then you're making it too easy for them.
I agree. I agree.
And in the game before, I would have probably said OG. The way OG was playing in that last half there, he probably should have taken the last shot.
Right.
But we have this script. Like what I've been saying is you can't script a championship. And if you have the script, they have the script. You can't be so formulaic every time. It's too easy for them, bro.
And listen, it's easy to say, but sometimes it's hard to do when you've been thrust into that position and you haven't had the chance to make the adjustment.
I'll simplify it for you, Ron. I'll simplify it. Who's taking the last shot in tonight's game of the Knicks on the Knicks side? Most likely.
Jalen Brunson.
Who's taking the last shot for the Hawks?
Don't know.
Right, CJ.
McCullough.
CJ, could be Jalen Johnson. We don't know.
McCullough. He's been knocking them down the last couple of games.
The fact that there's even a question to it and it's ambiguous, that means it's harder for us than it is for them.
I hear that.
That's true. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. All I'm saying is even Michael Jordan at some point had to say, you know what? Everybody thinks I'm going to have the ball. I got to pump fake, and pass the ball to Bill Winnington, and he'll score the last shot. We'll win the game. Like, he didn't want to do that. Jordan never wanted to give the ball up. But at some point, you got to say, look, everybody knows the ball is going to you. And in this case for Jalen, because he's smaller, going against taller defenders, getting blitzed, it's much harder for him to get the shot off. So, yeah, I mean, you guys see, the Atlanta's been studying Jalen Brunson, even to the point where Walker Alexander has been swiping the ball before he goes up.
We've seen it twice.
Yes. So you have to. I don't care. Forget egos. You want to win basketball games, you have to come up with a game plan. And the coach needs to talk to Jalen. Look, if I was the coach, I'm telling the team everything that I just said to you guys, and I'm pulling Jalen Brunson over to the side. Look, Jalen, I know what you can do, but I know Atlanta knows what you can do, and they're not going to let you do it. All right. So what we need to do is give them some disguises, some stuff that's going to make them work a little differently. And look, if it opens up, we'll get you the ball. You go to one-on-ones, go to work. But in the meantime, we got to get some other stuff moving so that they don't know who's going to take this shot. That's what I would say to Jalen on the side.
The ultimate irony of it is that it makes his job easier. The ultimate irony is that if he wants to be taking them shots, if he takes 8 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10, then they have to at least guard everybody else honestly in that clutch and can't just double hit every time.
I'm gonna roll with this. I'm gonna roll with this one. The reason why we always talk about Jalen Brunson doing isolation basketball is because the other players on the team is not committing to the game plan, and they give it right back to him because they don't want to take the shot, or they're not in the right position, or they're not requesting for the ball. So when we see Jalen Brunson go to the hole and isolate as much as he does, look around the game and see who's in there with him and who's requesting, like, give me the ball. Nobody. So Jalen Brunson, you know what Jalen Brunson does best is goes to the hole when he has to. I'm not taking any saying, but that's what I'm watching. These guys, Mikal the other night, only person that I see that he really gives the ball to a lot, and he needs to give the ball to him a lot, is OG. He gives the ball to OG more than he gives probably to anybody else on the court in a pass to go to score. Him and Josh Hart always pass the ball at the top. That's their move. They swing that little swing thing at the top. But when he's going to give it to a person that's going to score the basketball, 8 times out of 10 is OG Anunoby. It's not Cat. It's not Mikal. It's not Josh Hart. He's giving the ball to OG because OG does what if he's not hitting the shot right, he drives the basketball. And I mean, and that's what I want to see out of Mikal. That's what I want to see out of Josh Hart. That's what I want to see out of Cat.
Yeah, I think D-Rex froze for a little bit. Hopefully,
I understand that, but at the same time, in last game, sorry.
No, you're good.
In the last game, you had OG going off from 3. You had Deuce going off from. They both shot 50% from 3. which, by the way, we're struggling from three. That's another discussion people don't want to have. But JB, Josh Hart, Mikel is not shooting well from three.
Last couple of games, 32 and 34.
And the bench.
Like
Nobody off the bench other than Deuce has hit a three. So that's a whole other discussion to have. But our spacing is poopy right now. But when you have Deuce and OG going crazy, I mean, 5 of 10 from three in a playoff game against the Hawks, let's give a little bit of credit to Deuce here, bro. That's not easy to do, especially coming off his surgery and everything. He still could have done more. He shouldn't have been on the last play, but it's not like there's nobody else.
Right.
And it even goes more to my point of like, my only message today, play them kids or die. Play them kids or start packing for Cancun. Because I've been saying it all season, people treat me like I'm crazy. There's nobody else that's making threes, bro. Jordan Clarkson, as much as I remind him he's been playing well, he has not hit a three in like 12 games, including the playoffs. Jose Alvarado, we already know can't hit a three to save his life. Landry Shamet is an 18-game slump from three, 29% from including the first 2 games of the playoffs, and can't handle the rock. There needs to be some new blood in this. Like, we're losing to a team that's willing to play Corey Kispert and Tony Bradley while we're not playing our own young guys. Corey Kispert and Tony Bradley is better than who we have on our bench? You're going to say this with a straight face? Come on now.
I mean, Kispert is a 3-point monster, but other than that, yeah, I hear you.
Is he a defender? Can he hold up on defense?
No, he can't. No. I hear you. I mean, we got to see. We got to see what happens. Let me read these last couple super chats, and then I'll move it around. See what Joe has to say, because I know he has been chomping at the bit, waiting to say what he wants to talk about. Shout out to Kay Cooper in the building. Appreciate you. Thank you for the generous super chat, my guy. Appreciate you, my dude. Shout out to NYC B-Ball. Appreciate you. That's for both of y'all. Thank you for the generous super chat. Says Becky Hammond was right. Brunson is too small to win a chip as a number one. I don't agree, but I understand how it plays into it now. So I can't say she's wrong at the moment the way things are playing out, but I don't necessarily agree because I don't think the Knicks are making the proper adjustments. So what they're doing is allowing the Knicks are playing into Atlanta's game plan, and it looks fantastic for Atlanta. So that, it is what it is. Shout out to Parrish Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. Said Brunson always took the shots. He's always taking it on his shoulders. This year, JB is struggling from deep and needs coaching to run sets to help Cat and others comfortable in taking their best good shots. Okay, I hear what you're saying. And he also says Cat is BSing us and doing enough not to be at fault. I mean, I don't know if, like I said, I don't want to say any of these guys are doing anything on purpose. I just think this is their makeup. This is who they are. Cat is aggressive to a certain extent. He may be a lot more aggressive once he gets the ball, but as far as getting the ball, I don't think the Knicks we're not Minnesota. In Minnesota, he was the number one option. And then they got Anthony Edwards. He became the 1A option, right? But Anthony Edwards and the rest of the guys would still make sure they got Cat involved. So it's just different. Here with the Knicks, I don't know if he just doesn't feel that level of comfortability. I don't know what it is, but I know what it is. It's just he's always been the same way. It's just the other team did a better job of forcing the ball to him, getting him involved. The Knicks are not doing as good a job, and he's not being aggressive enough. Because sometimes the other thing is, guys, when we say, okay, Cat's got to get involved, Cat's got to get the ball, we got to get the ball to Cat. Okay, but the other thing is, what is Cat doing when he gets the ball? Because Cat is not the type of player that he's a selfish me, I'm going to score play. He also passes the ball. He looks at what's on the court. He likes to be a team player. We don't need team player Cat right now unless he's getting a double team. We need aggressive Cat. Go get the bucket, Cat.
I will say that to Shaw's point, he should shoot more. He should just shoot more.
He definitely should. Yeah. He has to.
My opinion, Cat should be shooting like 20. I mean, and his percentages is great. He's shooting 15 shots and he's scoring 20-something points and stuff like that. Push it up to 22 shots, 23 shots. You very rarely see Cat shoot more than 5 3-pointers a game. And I mean, not saying I don't want him to chuck up 3-pointers and not like that, but be more aggressive. Stop roaming around. Stop setting the screen on the right-hand side where you eliminate add extra defender from the baseline. You know what I mean? You add an extra defender. Let's do it from the middle like they was doing the last couple of games ago when they'll pick and roll right at the top and they have the window either going all the way left, all the way right, or going down the middle. And what they were doing was passing the ball up to the middle. One thing Cat was doing those last couple of games was not dribbling the basketball, catching the basketball and driving 1-2 and going up, getting fouls or getting the basket. Another thing, these guys got to stay off the ground. Stop falling after you lay up the ball. You know what I mean? These guys, the landers, see what they do. Cat fall on the floor, they running down court. They flying down the court. They running the 4 on 5, 5 on 4. Let's hurry up. Come on. He ain't gonna get down here before we shoot.
I will say that they killed us in transition off of defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too, and I want to get to Joe, is the rebounding thing has been big. And most series, or most games, should I say, the Knicks don't have to really worry about rebounding. We usually dominate in that. Atlanta is right there with us. And I think that's a big thing to our style of play too, because we get the rebounding, second chance opportunities, times of possession. And this is a lot to do with the Knicks style of basketball, and Atlanta is cutting into all of that. There's a lot going on here that's making this series 2-1 than just, they're stopping Brunson and Cat. There's a lot going on here. Anyway.
I have the game right here. We have one more rebound than them, but I think they're doing more with the rebounds, and usually we have more rebounds than the other team. So even though we only have one more, you'd usually want to have like 10 more for the Knicks, right?
Exactly. And usually that's the way the Knicks, as I said it before, that's already an indictment. If Josh Hart is the best rebounder, except for game 3, obviously Cat took that back with 17. But if Josh Hart was the best rebounder on the team up until that point, that's not good. Not with having Cat and Mitchell Robinson on the team. But anyway, let me read this super chat real quick. Shout out to you. Shout out to Poopzilla. Thank you, my guy, for the generous super chat. Says salute to the panel and the chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Joe.
Yo, man.
What's your thoughts, bro? How you feeling?
Good, man.
You very positive going into this series. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I've gotten a couple shots. Some people telling me, I got to eat crow for, just getting the series wrong off the rip. But I'm not sweating it because the 2 games that we lost, we only lost by 1, and we beat ourselves. We're not losing this series. We're not losing this series because they're beating us. We're losing this series because we're beating ourselves. And that's what I've been saying all season. I've been saying, this is up to the coach to put the right rotations. And I have a rotation here for you guys. I want to read it to you. But before I get to that, I want to get on some of my other points. I'm kind of weird when it comes to these games. When the games end, I'm like, I'm looking at the other team's stats. So I go right to their usage and I see what they're doing. And, I see 2 guys on their team going 8 for 19, so they have identical usage. And I'm looking at our stats. I'm like, how come on our team no one's having identical usage? Why aren't we taking our 2 best players and separating their shot usage? I see Jalen Brunson's getting 26 shots, 24 shots, 23 shots. It's always this equation with Mike Brown where we give Brunson the bulk of the usage, and it ends up turning out for us in a bad way. Because I've seen Brunson go 3 for 13, and we have 140 points on the board because we used our whole bench. The equation that Mike Brown for this team has already been created. He just went away from it. So, when it comes to these rotations and these lineups, for me right now, I kind of have come up with a lineup that's kind of wonky, and you guys are not going to agree with it, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's how I feel. So I'm putting Brunson at the 1. I'm putting OG at the 2. I'm putting Sohan at the 3. I'm putting Cat at the 4. And I'm putting Mitch at the 5.
Why not?
Because you know what? With me, I'm going to live or die by the double big lineup. I know a lot of people don't like it, but we put Mitchell Robinson on the bench all year. Didn't give him any minutes. We made him sit as a statue all season, and now it's time for the playoffs, and we're going to give him 11 minutes? No, we're not doing that.
Hey, that is crazy. I'm like, that is crazy. I don't know if that lineup would work because of the way Atlanta's playing us. Because what they're gonna do is,
Ron, let me say my
back. He's just saying utilize some of these big men that we have.
Let me say
if you're not going to use Mitchell.
All right.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, that's all good. I'm subbing in Deuce or SGA or Kolek for Brunson as the first substitution for him.
Okay.
For OG, we're subbing in either Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges, And for Sohan, I'm subbing in either Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges. And then at the 4, I'm putting in Diawara. Salute to him. He should have been in this series a long time ago. And then at my 5, I'm throwing in Huck Porty if we need him. And that's in that big rotation. But by putting in some of this length, I think it's really going to help us. I think we could take the series easy. But
I mean,
man.
On the flip side of it. So don't get me wrong. I like it from one side. I like it from the defensive side of it, rebounding side, the overall activeness, the energy, making Atlanta more uncomfortable, right? On the offensive side, though, they're just going to basically get the ball out of Brunson's hands and leave Sohan for the shot.
Can I also jump in? Because I agree with the spirit of this, but OG can't dribble, so he can't play the 2, and Sochan can't shoot, so he can't play the 3. Those guys should still play and play in different ways, but you have to put them into a place where they make sense. Like Sochan at the 4 with other shooters, that makes sense. But it really makes it so that they can pack the paint easily, which we're not shooting well enough from 3 as a team, even our shooters. You need other good 3-point shooters around Sochan, or he can't take the 4. I want him to play in the series. I want him to play in the series. Let me be clear here. That last possession, for example, the last game, that would have been a crystal clear opportunity for Sochan to play. And Mitch is on the bench watching. That was crazy. I actually want to say, Ron, can we pull up that play? Because I was really liking the elite defense we saw from Landry Shaman on that play there. That was really elite defense. The best on-ball defender, according to Mike Brown. I'm never letting him live that one down.
I will say this. And, now actually, Joe, by you saying what you said, it kind of makes me think I already, I think I know what Mike Brown's change is going to be. He's going to probably come out the gate with a big lineup. But look, I'm not mad at that because I actually think that that's the better way to use Mitchell Robinson. I think if you want to get Mitchell Robinson involved, you better do it more early before they can start doing the hack a Mitch. Because then you got to start limiting him, but they can't do it early, right? They'll do it later in the games. And if they start doing it early, you guys know we've taken advantage of that. They do it too early, we get them late, and then they're going to be.
Boston did it to us, and they lost when they did it to us.
They did it, and they were stuck with it. But they also did it early, and then they got their guys.
Atlanta did it to us, and they lost. Atlanta just did it to us
in the actual regular season. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Was the regular season? Whatever. So yeah, they did that. Tried to do the hack a Mitch and lost. We ended up shooting 30-something free throws, hitting like 20. Yeah. 26.
Well, real quick, Ron. I'm getting here in the chat. Sherwin 225. That lineup is nonsense. Mitch, Cat, Sohan, OJ garbage lineup. Well, listen here. The only reason I agree with what you're saying, kind of, but why I'm saying this is because I'm in the spirit of change. I just think there needs to be some kind of rotational change.
That I agree with.
Whatever at the end of the day Mike Brown has to do to make the adjustment is what I want to see. Like I said, I preface what I said with this is going to be a wonky lineup. You're not going to like it. So thank you in the chat for your opinion. I'm just
I tell you this, Joe. I'm not opposed to the lineup. I would change it just a little bit, just because I do want to see Mo D in the lineup. I would like to see Sohan in the lineup. You know what I mean? And if you're not going to play those two guys at all this whole series, Sohan has never played in the playoff series, and he still has it. And you still haven't put him in 3 minutes, 2 minutes to relieve OG or nothing.
Well, for me, the reason why I want to use Sohan so bad is because for him in 2023, he dropped 33 points against this team. Yeah. So I want to see it. That's just me, man. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead, Shaw.
No problem. Because I'm right there with you, man. And I think that if you're not going to use Sohan and if you're not going to use Mo D, then why are you not playing Mitchell Robinson 25 minutes? I got a problem with that, man. One of your best big men back there that makes people not go north and south where they're killing us. They're driving down the lane and passing off and getting the shots and keep driving and laying the ball up. Why you don't put him in at 25? Let Mitchell Robinson.
Can I talk on that? Man. That's really something that bothers me. That Mike Brown, now he cares about lineup data. Before the regular season, we always pointed out that their starting lineup has bad lineup data. Now he says he doesn't want to play the double big lineup because the lineup data is bad. First of all, it's nonsense because the lineup data is actually positive when you take Josh Hart out of the double big lineup.
It's only negative when he got Josh Hart in there. I was just about to say
right.
Josh Hart in
so as soon as you remove Josh Hart, now they're spacing and they can do whatever they want. Right. It's great.
You got Josh Hart
that's total nonsense. Now you care about the lineup data. Okay, whatever. Next thing. He says, oh, well, Mitch has been having a bad time or whatever. Well, That's when you have it. Like, I'm a data guy. It says dork right here, right? I'm a data guy. I'm a nerd. I get the flames for that, but the data can't be the only thing you look. You have to put it into a context, and the context is that you don't feed Mitch. He had 2 field goal attempts last night. Who is stopping Mitch from getting an alley-oop on this Atlanta team? Exactly. Who is stopping Mitch from rolling to the rim on this Atlanta team? Exactly. Okongwu is stopping Mitch. Okongwu is stopping Mitch from rolling to the rim. Kuminga is stopping Mitch? Absolutely not. How? The 2 of them together couldn't stop Mitch. So when you're using the lineup data, you have to put into context, and that is, if you actually fed Mitch, his lineup data wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, right.
So stupid.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
We need more Mitchell Robinson lobs. I'm just.
We did a Mitchell Robinson lob. They couldn't stop it. Oh, it worked. We're going to stop it now.
The first
one per game.
What was it? The first game he still underplayed his minutes and had 18 minutes and was 13 and 15. He
was our best bench scorer.
Come on,
in the first game.
Put him in. It was him and Clarkson that game. I think Clarkson had like 7-8 points too. I think they had 20 points in the second unit. Why we ain't using those 2 guys again? Why we not putting those 2 guys in? The best lineup that I seen when Mitch is in that second unit is when Mo D was in there with him. Mo D, and then you could play the smaller lineup if you want to. I would prefer Mo D, Mitchell Robinson, Alvarado, Deuce McBride, and Shaman. That's what I would prefer. You know what I mean? And if Shaman is not popping, then you put Clarkson in there.
Sir, you know what I mean? But Shaman should knock another minute in this series.
That's true too. I'm not because Shaman is bad right now. He's not hitting shots and all that stuff. But if that was the way the lineup was early in the season when he was hitting shots and he wasn't hurt, you know what I mean? When we wasn't, and we had a little production with that lineup. I don't think the plus minus was so negative on that lineup with Shaman, Mitchell Robinson, and Mo D in there.
Look, I have to really kill Shaman right now because we have inflated this guy into something that he's not. In game 2, we're using him as a backup ball handler. That
experiment, I didn't understand that too. He wouldn't be a point guard. Wouldn't be a point guard.
And now game 3, the experiment of him as a defender is also dead because he could not do nothing to CJ McCollum in that last play. So let's just be clear here. He is a catch and shoot guy strictly that shouldn't be handling the ball, shouldn't be facilitating, and God knows he should not be trying to defend CJ McCollum. We have three games. We're down 2-1. So the Shaman experiment, we can't do that no more.
Well,
if he's in,
oh shit, my bad. Speaking
if
of
he's in, purely to catch and shoot.
I just think that's a great segue because when I saw Mikal Bridges handling the ball on the floor, I saw 4 clumsy turnovers. I saw him falling over, going out of bounds.
He's not a good dribbler.
Trying to pass it to Mitchell Robinson, turnover. I saw him twice get pickpocketed from behind when he had the ball, and I'm like, "Yo, Mikal, how are we pulling this off right now? Where we're just turning the ball over, man? It's crazy to me." And you know what? Like Bridges, man, he needs to sit. He needs to sit on the bench and just understand what when you play bad, you can't play. Like this series, Bridges has to sit. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Well,
I agree.
I think that
I think you still roll with him. You don't let him go because he had a bad game, in my opinion. If he is having a bad game, you pull him just like you pulled him last game. You give him 20 minutes, 20 minutes. He ain't looking like he's doing anything. He ain't got 4 points, 5 points or something like that. By that time, yeah, you put him and you start doing something else. I don't think you change up the lineup now. I don't think you go Mitchell Robinson in right now to start this 4th game. In my opinion, I want Mitchell Robinson to be in more minutes, but I think the way they have come down this line of playing this lineup this long, it hasn't failed us this long. We have won this many games. He just had a bad game. He's been having, I know you've been having to have bad game the whole year. I've been trying.
You would not change the starting lineup. You would not change the starting lineup after tonight.
Right now, no. I'm going with the same starting lineup.
He got destroyed in the first quarter of the last game.
I'm not. That's because Mikal wasn't on this game. First game he was. I think we go with him again. I give him another chance.
How many chances, bro?
I'm with Shaw that I don't really do too much to take away Mikal Bridges from the game because I think somebody who's already struggling with confidence, you
sit him down now, you break him.
I don't want to beat the guy down because we're gonna need him. If we're gonna win, we need Mikal Bridges. So to take him is a problem.
You got to stop Alexander.
I'm not opposed to changing the starting lineup and at least moving one guy. Because at this point, how this series is going, I don't think you can have Josh and Mikal out there. At this point, one of them is a big enough change to make some impact, and I think that's what Mike Brown's going to do. I think he's going to go with the big lineup, and I think Josh is going to be the one that's going to come off the bench because for whatever reason, that's just how it's been. And I think Josh is just his psyche is better to handle it than Mikal's is right now. Mikal didn't necessarily play bad offensively in that last game. Yes, we only know, like I said before, he had 0 points, but he only took 3 shots, which is crazy. But okay,
he was missing a lot of assignments, Ron. He was not icing screens. There was a lot of things he was missing on the defense.
I'm talking about offense.
Oh, okay, but that's my reason for not using him. Though.
No, I agree.
Who are we talking about?
Mikal.
Oh, yes.
But the thing is, you can't be too radical either. We're all asking for change, but we're not asking for reinventing the wheel. We just want to see some different action going on, some stuff that's going to give this lineup energy, but also that's going to make it harder for Atlanta to do what they've been doing successfully. I think that's the key, making it harder for Atlanta to stop us the way they've been stopping us. So I know Sherwin's saying he doesn't want to see Mo Diawara in this series at all or in the playoffs, but I'm saying you played multiple games with Mo Diawara in your lineups and in your rotation.
Come on, this one I have to jump in on because Sherwin is also always the guy in the chat saying we're too small. So is it too small, or you can't play Mo Diawara, or which is it? Because if you're not going to play Mo Diawara tonight, start packing your bags for Cancun and stop complaining that we're too small in the chat. You can't have our size is young on this team. Our size is young, so you don't like that he's perfect. He's not a perfect player right now. Or you're losing to Tony Bradley and Corey Kispert. Mo Diawara is better than those two guys. And this coach himself personally gave the Defensive Player of the Game award to Mo Diawara for guarding Jaylen Brown. So he could guard Jaylen Brown, but he can't guard CJ McCollum? Who's a better player, Ron? Who's a better player offensively? Who's harder to cover?
Obviously, obviously Jaylen Brown technically is, but I'm telling y'all, CJ McCollum is a lot better than y'all give him credit.
That's not he's a good player. It's not to diminish him, but by the stats, by the numbers, by the physics of it, Jaylen Brown's who would you rather have on your team as an offensive player right now?
I hear you. And I just one more thing. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm just a student of the game, and I do love when I see special players. You know, there was times where the 30 for 30 wasn't just the ESPN thing. It was CJ McCollum and Dame out there dropping 30.
Yeah. He's a big time player. He's always been, man. He's not old and decrepit, and he's only 34. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but
I guess in NBA.
Right. That being
his
said,
game is not predicated on athleticism, though.
No,
it's just his craft.
And you can't shut him down. It wasn't like he was killing. I mean, he had some big shots, but he wasn't killing us. His percentages was what he had 7 of 19 or something like that. It was
8 of 19 last night, but the shots that he got were really backbreaking.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Thanks for bringing that up because you made me. All right, there's 2 things I need to say real quick, and I want to get Nick Nation. First, to that point, the 8 of 19 thing, because I know Joe brought that up and talked about how come we can't do that. Well, first off, this is an obvious one, but I see where you're going, and I think you make a good point, Joe. We do need to do a better job of doing that, but it is a lot more difficult to do it with Brunson and Cat as opposed to McCollum and Jalen Johnson. You know, you're talking about a small forward / power forward and a shooting guard who move around the court a lot more and can get open and are faster as opposed to a point guard and your center who is slower and not a ball handler like that. So it's kind of harder to get them the same level of touches in that way. But I see your point. We definitely need to do better at it. So I just wanted to bring that up because I forgot to say it before.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, for me, it's just, you know, force these guys to run the pick and roll that was working at the end of the year that they didn't run all year, and everyone kept talking about. And it's like, yo, if I got Sohan, Mitch, and OG on the floor, and OG is my first option to go to if Cat and Brunson aren't working, I might as well.
No, I 100% I agree with you on that. That's a good point. The other thing I wanted to say real quick before I get to Nick Nation is the Landry Shamet thing. Look, you guys know how I feel about Landry Shamet. I don't feel the way Mike Brown feels, but I've told you guys this all season. I've said it.
Nobody feels the way Mike Brown feels about him.
Yeah, you've seen this picture. The game changers, Landry Shamet and Tyler Kolek.
He's another one, Tyler Kolek, man.
The reason why I say they are the game changers is because of the impact they can have when they're given the ball and allowed to do what they do best. For Landry Shamet, and I've said this before. Remember when we had this conversation about the roster, and I kept saying this is before we got Landry Shamet back. I was like, man, we need Landry Shamet or somebody like that. We need another 3-point shooter. The Knicks need another solid 3-point shooter. Now, I know right now Landry Shamet doesn't look solid, but because Landry Shamet needs reps, he needs touches. He only has 7 shots in 3 games, and 6 of those shots was in the first game. Game 2, he took 1 shot. Game 3, he played 3 minutes and took 0 shots. You need Landry Shamet to get going. He needs some opportunities to get going. Because offensive, see, the other thing is we're not just losing because we're not stopping them. We're not giving them anything to stop. We're not scoring the way we score. What were we averaging? 118 points in the regular season? Around there, 118, 119, whatever it was?
Yeah, 116, 118, somewhere in between.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And as you guys can see, the Knicks are at averaging, I would say, 109.
Now like 12, 13.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because 113, 106, 109, probably around 111, 110. That's not, I mean, almost 10 points difference is big. It's huge. So this is the type of stuff that I'm saying. Like, if you're going to use Landry Shamet, then use Landry Shamet for what I think he's best at. Knocking down a 3. Get him some rhythm.
I got to say one thing on this one just because it bothers me. Over his last 18 games, he is 25 for 85. That's a lot of reps, and that includes the first 2 games of the playoffs. He's injured. I don't know what it is, but he's slumping right now. I don't trust him as a shooter. I trust Tuck Porty more as a 3-point shooter than I trust most.
But I just gave you the breakdown, Rex. Like he shot 6 shots in the first game, 1 shot in the second game, and no shots in the third. That's not a lot of reps game by game. I see what you're saying.
He's a career playoff faller. His numbers are half what they are in the playoffs. He's getting hunted by Atlanta. He's turning over the ball, and he is in an 18. It's not an irrelevant sample size, Ron. That's 20% of the regular, more than 20% of the regular season that he is not shooting above 30% from 3. I mean, my God, how the team is not going to live or die based on Landry Shamet. If he can hit his shots, I'm sorry. He's a pro. He's supposed to stay ready. 18 games, he's not been ready.
Rex, you say this because you don't like Shamet. I'm not telling you.
I don't like Shamet because of these numbers. You think I know the guy? You think I know the guy? If he was shooting 100% from 3, we're not having this conversation.
Yeah, but if he was shooting for 100% for 3, this would be a totally different conversation, obviously. But what I'm saying is what you're bringing up his usage. You're also,
and we'd be up 3-0 if
you're also bringing up his turnovers. You're also bringing up his turnovers. And what I'm trying to tell you is that he is somebody who should be used for his skill set. His skill set is being a sniper, a 3-point shooter. What the Knicks are doing is because this has a lot to do with Mike Brown and his rotations. You got Landry Shamet being another ball handler out there when he shouldn't be.
That's cuckoo. That's insanity.
I mean, I don't know why he's doing that. Now, I'm not saying that Landry Shamet. Look, what I've said already is you saw. Let me show you again. The picture. The picture is not just Landry Shamet. It's Tyler Kolek. I want both of them playing. I don't in any way. I don't care. So when Brunson's not out there, give the ball to Kolek to run the situation, what's going on, and then let Shamet worry about knocking down a 3. He shouldn't be a ball handler. That's what I'm saying. He's being used ineffectively, and Atlanta's doing a great job of limiting his touches from what he likes to do. I told you, the biggest key in defense to me is not just stopping shots. It's breaking rhythms. Atlanta's doing a great job of shutting everybody's rhythm off, except for maybe OG, because OG's driving a lot, and Cat, because they got no answer for Cat. In my opinion. Anyway. Let me see what Nick Nation's got on his mind. Pleasure having you as always, sir. Good to see you. Back in the
What's going on, my brother? Unfortunately, I got in a little late here because I was already working on our draft. Sorry about that.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Just jokes. Just got jokes. But it's been my allergies have been in here in the Carolinas.
Oh, I hear
had no rain and allergy season. I usually don't have
Continue
allergies like
going,
this,
brother. I'll be
this
right
is
back.
tough.
Continue going.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think we need to start going back from early in the season, because what it has is that these weeds have popped up, and some of us have seen them, and then now in the playoffs, these weeds are popping up even more, much heavier. Because if we go back to the beginning, a lot of us, we saw it, and what we kept saying was, hey, some of this that isn't working, and we need a player who has a strong handle, who in between can help out as far as Brunson, Cat, and anything off the ball, because we don't have good guys, with great handles. We all knew that coming in. So this really shouldn't be a surprise to too many of us, that now that we're seeing it again and it is popping up so heavily, that how we're just hurting here. But Mike Brown, and I'm going to say just not Mike Brown, but I'm going to say the whole management and the whole coordination of this, it has flip-flopped all year, all around. What has happened is, even in the beginning, we saw where Brunson, or let's just say even the other guys, where we would revert back into the old offense and not be in the point of the system. Mike Brown, right then and there, should have began to start nipping it in the bud. So what it is like, we have our offense and we have our feet on two different points of two different offenses. And we're just all over the place. It's erratical. There has not been anything solid as far as with us in the playoffs. Even in the first game, we got out of there, you know what I mean? In certain ways, we still got out of there, luckily. And the major problem for all of us, I'm just kind of sniping through a few things here because I know we all are high in emotions, but the real killer out of that team who has killed us on Atlanta has really been Kuminga. Since Kuminga came in that first game, he started in the first game. The last two games, his physicality and his presence and points that are coming off of rebounds, coming off of three-point shots, coming off of pure physicality. He has hurt us over and over again. CJ McCollum is being CJ McCollum, but what we've allowed Kuminga to do has destroyed us. He has single-handedly really been the one to beat us in these last two games. And if you really go back and watch the games, watch how his presence has gained so much respect as a dog that all of a sudden you got these little dogs going around becoming big dogs. And that we have done to ourselves. So some of this is definitely on points of the players, and some of this is definitely on the point of the coaching staff. This collaboration point of which we've done has been a failure. Let's keep it a buck. Leon Rose failed to bring us a decent player or two on the trade line. Sohan, I give it to what Sohan can do. Great. I'll give Alvarado for what Alvarado can do. Great. But is either one of them the player that which you thought that would say, hey, that's the guys that, you know what, this team needs? We are basically playing almost with the same team as last year. He failed. Leon failed hard, or whoever else you want to add into that point. They failed us hard right there. And when they failed us hard, they may have also taken away the point of us saying, hey, we are serious about going for a point of a championship. We look around the league, and I look at a few other players on teams that have come in and they have made real marks and points on the team. We really haven't had that. We've had guys that come in and they did a little small blip, a blip here, a blip there, but nothing solid. And we know that at trade point, we needed somebody who can really come in and contribute to this team and being able to contribute a point in the playoffs. And we haven't had it.
Was that about money? Or was that about money or about talent?
I think to me, honestly, vision and understanding and getting to the point of what kind of identifying what kind of talent this team needs to be coming off the bench, or even as a point of being implemented as a starter. We failed. We failed in those areas.
Nick Nation, to your point, so we got at the trade deadline, we got Jose Alvarado and Jeremy Sochan, which is like, okay, who did the Hawks get at the trade deadline? Didn't they get CJ McCollum and Kuminga at the trade deadline?
Trade. That was a trade.
100%.
So
That
the
was
two
a trade
guys that are
deadline.
telling us in the playoffs right now that's probably the two best playoff players were trade
was a
deadline
trade.
discussion.
That had a
Exactly
little
what
bit
I'm
of money
saying.
going though. That was a trade. That was the leprechaun was in that money. That was a big money
Yes.
trade. That wasn't no trade that the Knicks didn't make.
Sherwin, this is my favorite one. How is Kuminga killing us? He had 21 points in the game last night, so that's how he's killing us.
He ain't got nobody to guard him, man. That's why we need DeWara in there, man.
Kuminga's
He outscored our entire bench.
The only reason
He outscored our entire bench already.
The only reason why I always keep bringing in DeWara, and especially with Shohan, is because they're bigger. And DeWara, the main reason is because he can shoot from the outside. So he's not like an isolated player like Mitchell Robinson that only dwells in the under the basket and stuff like that. Shohan can show out on the 3-point line, can drive the basketball, and also defend. That's why I want Shohan in on the series. And they played that lineup, Mitchell Robinson, Shohan, all year. Now he ain't playing him, and he's taking away minutes from Mitchell Robinson. He ain't got no restrictions. I'm reeling that in the hole because in these little games that we're losing by my 1 point, sometimes it's about defense. If you could stop the other team, and one of your best stoppers on the court is Mitchell Robinson, and you're not utilizing this guy. We held on to this guy all year long. No back-to-backs. No over 18, 20 minutes. We regulate him. It's the playoffs, baby. You've been playing all year, 18, 20 minutes scoring the basketball this year. We ain't utilizing that.
I want to jump in on Shaw's point because we are the first team in NBA history to lose back-to-back playoff games by 1 point. And to me, that margin is so insulting because that means one Tyler Kolek assist, one Diawara block, one bucket from any of these guys in any amount of minutes means we win. So you're telling me that Kolek can't get one assist?
4 points.
That goes to my point.
Mikhail the other day.
Yeah, but that all goes to my point. That all goes to my point. We didn't really bring in anything, and we took young uprising players that with a very, with a floor that we can see, and we can't really tell what their ceiling is yet. And what we did was put them in the corner and put them in the bench for guys who really haven't really done anything over the top. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Kolek, to me, is what we would call probably, I'm really thinking for most of our team, he's the really only multiplier. We don't really have multipliers. And what I mean by multiplier is that, hey, this guy comes in and how he multiplies, and the point is he helps and assists in the point of bringing everybody's game upward. Otherwise, we don't really have too many multipliers that really come in. We have guys that come in and do their thing. They contribute, to what they're driven at, but they don't really create enough to make everybody else around them better. Kolek does that. And in a series like this, yeah, we need it. Can he handle this point at the point of the playoffs? I don't know. And I know what you guys are thinking, but it is really hard to throw a guy in and say, here, go in there and fly. And this storm is already happening. You didn't come into it briefly. I'm going to throw you right into it. You know what I mean? Mike Brown has made bad decision after bad decision. We've lost 2 games in the second quarter. The second game we lost in the second quarter was because he failed, and he put a crazy lineup out there with Deuce and Shaman and failed to see how terrible it was that 2 guys coming back off the injury were not in chemistry, not in sync. They had multiple turnovers, and Mike Brown failed to nail the hook. The second game got worse. I mean, the third game got worse. Reason why the last one we lost in the second quarter again, and that was purely on Mike Brown. He pulled Cat out early. Cat had 6 minutes in the first quarter, right? He comes in the second quarter, right? He brings him in. All of a sudden, Cat's trying to get into a rhythm, getting his thing going. All of a sudden, I think around 9 minutes in that second quarter, boom, he starts getting it going. He had back-to-back points. I think he scored almost 6 or 8 points, something crazy like that, where he was flowing. Took a timeout. He pulled him out. put him on the bench, brought Brunson and them back in. All of a sudden, boom, that flow of momentum was going, crushed again. I couldn't understand it, and I won't be able to understand
You know what's
it.
crazy?
Brought him back in with 3 minutes, and all of a sudden we were back down again and looking crazy with no real momentum, strength to gain it. And when we do get in what's name points, when we do get in there, he doesn't use the one serious weapon that we have. And I'm not just saying his point of Cat. I'm saying Cat and Mitch. He doesn't then say, here, you know what? Here, you got those cats in there? I'm going to force it down low. And I'm going to force you to diminish what your squad is and keep a couple of players with a foot in the paint. And you know what he does in what's name? He turns around and says, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We all know Cat has a low motor. We got Cat with a low motor, and we got Brunson with a super motor. Brunson's motor is sometimes too far in overdrive, and Cat's motor is too far in underdrive. You have to then manage and mitigate this. If you can't manage and mitigate this, we are going home early. And right now, Mike Brown does not look like the guy who knows how to manage and mitigate this properly. So we might be going home early. I'm a fan to the end, and I'm going to stick with our guys, but it is what it is. So let me back off. And yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
It's so crazy because he would rather play OG Anunoby at the center than Mitch, which is even Mitch's trainer said that. Which is like, what is so bad about size? What is so bad about having a tall player on the court? What does he hate having people above 6'5" for?
I don't think that he even loves the big lineup. I think he does it. I don't think so either. We were already doing, but I think Mike Brown likes smaller lineups to begin with to kind of style of basketball.
That Golden State style lineup.
It's not working for this team right now.
It doesn't work for Golden State. Yeah. It doesn't work for Golden State. How's it going to work for the Knicks?
You Rex, you know how funny that statement that you just said is so funny because and Van Gundy, what's his brother's name? Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy said the same thing. He said, "Oh my God, where's Mitchell Robinson? Where's Mitchell Robinson on this play? Mitchell Robinson not in here. If we know it as a fan, but when you see someone from the outside really notice it, whose fault is that then? I'm not trying to point no fingers, but what I'm saying is tonight's game is a totally different game, and I hope that he finally figures out because he's still playing around with these lineups, man, and I don't like it now.
So my question is, this is a side question that I was just thinking about right now. Do you feel like Mike Brown, who knows how talented and how much of a monster Mitchell Robinson can be defensively in the paint and rebounding, but do you feel like he doesn't feel comfortable with the fact that Atlanta's bigs are spreading him out? Now I'm not talking so much about the backup guy. It's more about Okongwu because Okongwu has been spreading him out a lot. You know. What? Go ahead, D-Rex. What do you think?
It's a few reasons. He's a very analytic guy, and I'm also an analytic guy. But like I said, you can't only look at the analytics. So if you technically look at the lineup data and lineup of Mitch does not generate a lot of points per possession, right? Because he's not an offensive guy. He's categorizing players between offensive and defensive. However, just because Mitch is primarily a defensive player doesn't mean you can't incorporate him into the offense. As we said before, there's nobody on Atlanta who can comfortably stop a Mitch pick and roll with anybody on the roster. It's just not happening. They don't have the mass or the height to stop it. So that's already a nonsensical thing. But Mitch does have trouble guarding in space. That's true. Mitch does get hack-a-mitched. And to that point, I would say people's not going to like this, but whatever. I would insert, even if you do this only one time in the series, it changes the series. And let me finish the point. So if they start to hack a Mitch, you put Huckporty in. Huckporty shoots 62%. You can't hack a Huck. And just the fact that he knows that Quinn Snyder knows you're willing to do it, now you can play Mitch. Because now that you have the counter, you show that you're willing to do the counter. Which, okay, you're going to hack a Mitch. Now I play Huckporty. Now you can't hack. And even if you hack, it doesn't mean you can't.
I see your point.
Even if you hack him, it doesn't mean you take him off the court. It doesn't necessarily mean he's unplayable. Like, he was our leading bench scorer in game 1, I believe. Because they can't stop him. So, like,
I will tell you this, D-Rex, to your point about playing Huckporty, if need be, I don't see any difference between using Huckporty, and I know Atlanta's forced to, but Atlanta using their third string backup center as if he could play, Huck could play. And I know they have to because Jake Longdale is hurt, but still, the point is he's playing. You know what I mean? So I see from that standpoint, I see what you're saying. I do think another reason why maybe Mike Brown is not in love with Mitch in some scenarios is that he's not a great passer. If this was Hartenstein, for example, I think Hartenstein would be playing all the time, like no issues. It's just I do think that also plays into moving the ball. Like if you look at Mitch, a lot of times he makes those little pinpoint handoff passes. He don't really throw the pass. You know what I mean? They don't like to put him in that position because maybe he just doesn't make great passes.
But again, just because he's not the bonus doesn't mean he can't play. That's
Ron,
so stupid.
you know I love you, man, but nah. Mike Brown, I'm just going to be keeping a buck.
No, I'm
Mike
just saying
Brown
I don't
just
know
doesn't
what
know.
Thinking is.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know what to do with the center position. Let's just keep it a buck. He's got a center. He's got a center who's probably one of the greatest. Who's probably one of the great passing centers of the game. He's got a center who's one of the great 3-point shooters of the game. He's got a, you know what I mean? He's got a center that can, mobilize and move around. He just doesn't know how to utilize them in this systems. Period. Point blank. There's no real cut around.
That may be it. That may be the bottom line, Nick Nation. That may be the bottom line. Let me read this super chat real quick and say what's up to a couple people that have joined. And honestly, if I missed you guys, it's not for lack of trying. I'm just saying what's up to some people that I see. But real quick, first off, let me read this super chat. Shout out to NYC B-Ball 08. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Snyder don't have to worry about hacking Mitch anymore. Brown's doing him a favor by not playing him. That's a fact. That's 100% facts right there. Shout out to you, my bro. Thank you once again. Shout out to Heem in the building. Yeah, no, I mean that's what I'm saying. Cat has it in him he has that fire in his belly to go out there and talk like that. So I easily think he could tell his teammates, give me the damn ball. But anyway, whatever, we'll see. Nick Some Noise Entertainment says the illusion is crazy for Knicks fans. I mean, listen, we're going through some stuff right now, but some of it's warranted and some of it's a little out the way. But I think that the bottom line is we need to see a little change. It doesn't have to be excessive, but we need to see something different because what we're doing right now ain't working. Knicks Nation 112, where the players dwell in the building, said Mo D, Sohan, Kolek, and Huck can give us better than 2 points in 61 minutes. And I hear that. Charm Boy 72 Able to just feed Cat the ball, plain and simple. I hear you. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here, by the way. Ivory in the building. What up, Ivory? Said elephant in the room, biggest issue. That's interesting that Ivory, elephant, get it? Ivory tusk. Okay. Elephant in the room, biggest issue Knicks had last year was secondary ball handler who was also a threat. Same damn problem this year. That's why Brunson has to dribble because no one else can. I mean, especially when they're not in the game because when you're one of your best ball handlers is on the bench watching, and not for nothing, he's been a great cheerleader. I don't know if you guys have seen. Tyler Kolek has been fantastic at rooting for the team. He's like a guy who's not letting this moment get to him. He's just there doing what he needs to do. I mean, get this guy some minutes, man. Tay Southside in the building. Salute. Die Pistons in the building. It's lit tonight. Salute. APAP is in the building. Is Leon Rose on the clock? He is for me. I mean, not everything's worked out perfect, but I see what you're saying. Like, we'll see. Roslyn is in the building. Salute. Said Cat needs to be more involved. Agreed, Roslyn. So yeah, I mean, everybody kind of feels the same way. Cat. It has to be a lot more involved in what we got going on over here for this Knicks team to win. That's just that's a given. Now, I say one thing: if you want to shake things up, you can make 2 or 3 quick moves and shake things up right away, and just say, "We'll try this for Game 4 and see what happens." Even if you don't go Tyler Kolek, right? Just you say to yourself, "Hey, guess what? I'm gonna depend on my guys to get better and put up shots. I'm going to depend on Josh Hart to get things going. I'm going to depend on Mikal Bridges to get things going. But I'm going to start the big lineup so I get more opportunity for Mitchell Robinson out there. And instead of me going to, Jordan Clarkson, I'm going to Jeremy Sohan. Instead of me going to Landry Shamet, I'm going to Mo Diawara. And just see what that gives you, right? And it still allows you to have a secondary ball handler because you're still going to play Alvarado when you need to give Jalen Brunson. So that's one way to start it off. Let's see how this works, right? And if this don't work, if this don't look good, because remember, I mean, the Knicks are not down 3-1; they're down 2-1. right? They're going to have to play again after tonight. I'm not saying, you just want to give games away, but this is the key to this thing is that I've been saying is Jeremy Sohan can play defense, and he's played defense against this team. He knows these players. He's got experience with that. Mo Diawara can play defense. We don't know how it'll hold up in the playoff situation, but the fact is he's 6'9". The fact is he's a pretty good defender. He's also a pretty solid passer, and that 6'9" height is something else that can help them on the boards. Even if he's not the one getting the rebounds, he can box out. You know what I mean?
He literally has one of the longest wingspans in the entire NBA.
I'm just saying.
He is the one that needs to be playing instead of
his rookie highlight.
Instead of Shaman right now, in my opinion.
So I would say the Knicks need to try something like that. And that would already be a change.
7'4" wingspan.
And Mo and Sohan being a part of it. I think honestly, if I was a betting man, I would assume that the big move that he's going to make, he's going to go with the big lineup. Josh is going to sit on the bench, and he's going to play Sohan. That's all I think he's going to do. Everything else is going to be the same. But we'll see what happens. It is what it is, man.
The problem with starting with taking out Josh Hart, now you ain't got no way to drill the ball. You're only putting the ball in Jalen Brunson's hand. I'm not saying that Mikal can't dribble.
That's what we're doing anyway.
No, but
how is that what we're doing anyway?
No, I think that is going to. I think if you're a coach and you're saying, I don't care what's going on here, I need certain things to happen, or we're not going to win regardless. Like I can't have a playoff run and Mikal Bridges, one of our starters, is not being a participant in this game. By taking Josh Hart out and one less ball handler, you're forcing Mikal to handle the ball. So you forcing Mikal to get involved. None of that playing decoy and possum and taking 3 shots and just running around playing defense. No. You're going to handle the ball, Mikal. So I think that's another way of getting Mikal back into the flow of the game and getting him out of his head, right? We need you. So I'm forcing you to have to handle the ball. So it's just a thought. As a coach, that might be a way he's thinking. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I can see that being the way he goes. We'll see. Anyway.
I think he should go into tonight's game desperate, and you should have gone into the series desperate. Ron, I came onto your show and I said it's going to be a 7-game series from the start. And people were saying I was crazy, but I have no idea why anyone would underestimate this team, considering they really are similar to the profile of the Pacers. So I still think we're going to win the series. I never said it was going to be an easy series, but I wanted this first round series because I felt like it would force us into the best version of ourselves and give us the toughest challenges up front. That we need to face these. If we don't have these challenges right now, we're never going to be the best version of this team anyways. I'm cool with it. Also, 2 other stats that I remember that are a little bit more hopeful. So Jalen Brunson tends to have a good game 4 in playoff series. He's generally been really good in game 4s, and the Knicks have never come back from a series with Jalen Brunson. So every series we've won, we've been leading the whole time. So people was getting on my case talking about, spooky in the woods, this, that. So you went down 1 game and now the whole world is ending and you're giving up and the team can explode? Like, that's a little soft to me. We're down 1 game. We win tonight, the whole narrative changes.
And right. Facts, Rex. It all changes. We only down 1 game. It's not like Ron said earlier. We're not down 3-1. If we'd have won the first 2 games and we went to Atlanta and they won the same team, it would almost be the same situation. We just have to win today. You know what I mean? And then when we get back to New York, we have to win again. We got to lose the 6th game. You know what I mean? In Atlanta. And then go back to New York and still have a chance to win the series. So I understand where Rex is going with the 7th game. And I'm pushing it. I went 6 games, you know what I mean, from the beginning, because I didn't want to say sweep, because I thought only way I thought sweep was if the Knicks won the first 2 games and won the game that we lost the last game. We had the 3. I was like, yeah, it's all the way sweep. We're going to take 2 games out there. I was then pushing it. But my main focus was 6 games. 6 games is still intact, but it's a little hard to get there. You got to win almost 3 straight anyway. So, yeah, 7 games sound good to me, and I don't know why everybody's going super crazy. I know why everybody goes super crazy, just like because we Knicks fans. We see what we see what the Knicks need to do to win the game, and we're not seeing it on the court. You know what I mean? We're not seeing it on the court. Of course, everybody up here, I didn't hear anyone up here go against playing bigger men in the second unit than using that smaller second unit that he uses in the second unit. everybody up here has said the same thing. That's all we want to see different. The games have been close. No matter how bad Mikal played last game, no matter how bad Josh Hart played last game, we only lost by 1, and we had a chance to win that game too. We did it to ourselves. Just like the game before that, we went down and Mikal missed the shot. I mean, we had a game that we gave that game away. We gave this one away by making mistakes. The best fourth quarter team in the league in the regular season is forfeiting their biggest strength, cohesion in the fourth quarter. And that's what has messed up this game. I think we could get it back tonight, and I think we could pull off a couple of wins after this one tonight.
I'm like the anti-Homer.
$6 million on the bench again. He put $66 million on the bench, if I'm understanding correct, right? Mitch is about 12. Is he making?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 12, 13.
And Cat's making 54 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he put $66 million on the bench and thought we had a better chance with that. I'm not sure what ideologies he's thinking about.
Yeah. It's
a big reality check. It's a big wake-up call, but it needed to happen. It's a needed wake-up call, a needed reality check, because diamonds are made under pressure. They're not made in the open air, you know. And I always thought this Hawks series was going to be hard. It should propel us to be better, a better version of ourselves. And I fully believe that this was like we said last year, that the Pistons series made us better to beat Boston. I 100% fully think that happened. Ron can tell you, I'm usually the sourpuss on here talking about this isn't good enough, that's not good enough. I think we still win the series in 7. I've never changed my opinion on that. But a lot of people came into this series talking about Knicks in 4, this team's whack, this, that. What happened? Like, I always thought it was going to be hard. Anytime the Knicks go down in a series, you're going to lose now? You go down one game in a series, the world is falling? Like, come on. That's soft as hell.
I do think that Knicks fans, I don't want to say delusional, but I do think some fans do get really hyped up on the promise of what this team can do, and get a little too one-sided and to what the Knicks are, and forget about what other teams are. So it does happen. And the other thing too to forget about, or that gets not thought about, is how good or how much better Atlanta is now that Trey's not there. Because I swear they're a much better team all around than they were before, with his heavy ball usage and all that stuff. They know it. They know how. I mean, that's why Atlanta made the trade. They see it. They saw, like, hey, we're better without him. So and that's a different team. That's why all of these teams that you look at in the playoffs right now, you got to look at them side eye, like, all right, well, you were okay. You were this before, but what's different? Is there something different? Because that's what you got to pay attention to. Boston's different because Tatum's back. The 76ers are different because for the most part they've been healthy, although Embiid, once again, you know. So that's why they fugazi. They out of here. So, like, that's what the type of stuff you got to look at. The Cavaliers, take it for granted. Sometimes they play down to the competition, but if they want to play right with the additions they've made, their problem too. If the Knicks had to play any of these other teams right now, I'm worried. I'm worried because they got to get past this Hawks series. To what D-Rex is saying, the Hawks series, this opening series is really good for the Knicks. It's bad that we're witnessing this right now, but really, this is what we saw. This is the kind of the thing we've been like, yeah, this is why we feel funky about this Knicks team, because they do stuff in a certain way. We're like, what's up with them? They need to get this out of the system. The Hawks exposing them and showing that, hey, your whole game is predicated on Jalen Brunson. We get Jalen Brunson up out of there, you can't do nothing. The Knicks need to get past that. You got to get past it.
And to me, it drives me crazy because Knicks fans are such homers. And every game is not a 4-game sweep. You're going to cry and, the world is ending. Unless a game is a series is 4-game sweep, you give up. Like, sometimes you have to come from behind in a series. Okay. So what? What's the big deal?
Problem is because we didn't improve. Let's be honest. If you know what I mean, take away from the point of fandom, we didn't improve as a team as far as personnel. All we did was change a system, and we changed to a point of a system that we don't master. So yeah, there should be panic. There should be points of an alarm.
On that, I agree. But if we incorporate our young players, then I do think we improved our personnel. But I think tonight has put up a ton of that.
We improved them by how? Putting them over there and saying, "Oh yeah, you're nice and shiny. I'm gonna keep you on that sideline over there, nice and shiny."
Well,
Because they
for the brief period of time
I'm
when
not
we were the
breaking your
best
balls.
team in
I'm
the
not breaking your
NBA.
balls. Believe me, I'm not.
No,
I'm
you're
not.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But there was a time when we actually were playing these players and we were the best team in the NBA. And then we decided, oh, we're gonna be contenders. We're gonna put on the contender mask and a contender outfit, and this is what contenders do. Well, that outfit made us go 2 of 9, and now we're down to the Hawks.
Well, my biggest point of contentment is that I was worried that that we would go away from kind of how we were playing to get to this point, and in the playoffs, because of the shortened rosters and stuff, we would leave too many people on the shelf, and I think we kind of have done that. I thought that maybe it wouldn't matter because these guys would step up, but as you can see, they didn't step up; they stepped away. You know, the guys that you have depended on for a lot of the season, just Atlanta's doing a great job of physically taking them out of the game. So we'll see what happens tonight. This is definitely a must-win game for the New York Knickerbockers versus Atlanta. There's no way around it. And I apologize before too. I was just talking because I was on my rant. I said the Knicks had to win 4 in a row. We don't. We won 1 already. They have to win 3 in a row. So, which is a lot more obtainable and can be done if you play the right way. So we'll see what happens. One thing I would like to say is, as much as I hope that the Knicks can make some changes tonight, guys buy in to the reality. One thing about this Knicks team, they love to play with their backs against the wall. I don't know why they like being down and being in these uncomfortable situations, but they love being there. So, like I said, I expect minimal changes, but I expect, instead of them figuring out better ways to get other guys involved, I expect them to figure out better ways to get Brunson open. That's what I assume they're going to do tonight. I feel like they're going to be setting screens. They're going to see Dyson Daniels on Brunson. They're going to try to get him off even more off of Brunson to get Brunson on better matchups. And I think that they're going to tell Brunson to, as soon as the double team comes, get the ball out quick, and we're going to get the ball right back to you. I think they're going to lean into Brunson, because I also do think, and this is what I'm talking about with Cat, as far as being that guy who dominates, you have to dominate not just with your play, but with your personality, because you got to want the ball. You got to want to be the guy. Brunson is going to want to be the guy tonight. That's one thing you guys can say. You may not like Jalen Brunson, but when Jalen Brunson has a bad game, the next game he wants to get it. He wants to get right. And this game, he's going to want to take over. I'm not saying that's the right way to go, but somebody got to do it. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let me ask you guys, there's a couple more questions because I'm not doing long show today. Just too much Nick talk it puts me in a negative. I just, my deficit, yo. I only got so much in my tank. I can't do it. This is for me.
Don't worry, I'll Uber you. I'm gonna Uber you over some good stuff.
Wait. This is for me, guys. I need this.
See if I know the ledge.
I'm straight out the window right now. Okay.
We're gonna anchor you, bro. We're gonna anchor you. We're anchors. We're anchors.
What happens is, when this type of stuff happens, guys start thinking these guys are right.
Yeah.
No.
I love this collection.
No.
I love this collection.
No. These guys are not right. Okay. I gotta get this out of here. Let's get it out of here.
Yeah, that negativity, throw that out the window.
Get it out of here. Anyway, all right. Let me ask you guys this. Forget about what the Knicks need to do on their end of who we need to play and what do we need to do in stopping Atlanta? What should we target tonight? Who should we take out? Like, they're taking Jalen Brunson out of the game. Should we try to take somebody out the game? I know somebody mentioned something before. They're double teaming Brunson. Why can't we double team McCollum? What do you think we should do? Now, mind you, we do know that for the Knicks, your second best player is Cat, but really he should be your first best player in this series. But he's been a little bit back in the docile. The guy who's been a little bit more aggressive is OG. But do you feel comfortable with that OG can see? OG can have games, but do you feel comfortable that OG can do this every game? So the point is, who is the key? Who do you think is the key that the Knicks should focus on stopping? They can't stop both of them. I'm telling you right now, both of these guys are very good. You can try to really pinpoint and double team one of them, but the other one is going to be free. You can't double team both of them at the same time. So you can do one. Should they target McCollum or should they target Jalen Johnson? What do you think, Rex?
I would say McCollum, just because.
Before I continue, I just want you guys to know, I'm not saying leave the other guy open. You're still going to have like OG on him or something, but just who do you double team? Who do you force to give up that ball? Because the Knicks at this point probably got to think about it. Okay, go ahead, Rex.
Okay, so it's kind of a multifaceted answer, but the simple answer is McCollum. I would say off the bench, definitely someone needs to stop Kuminga. Because Kuminga off the bench has been their leading bench scorer the whole series. It's not looking very good. He's just really killing us across the board. He is their bench scoring, really. He is their whole bench scoring. So you turn off Kuminga's water, we have a good chance. But McCollum, I think, is barring somebody else like if Nickeil Alexander-Walker comes out and hits like 5 threes in the first quarter, obviously this changes. So whatever, depending on the game itself. But
right.
I think McCollum has become like a psychological thing where like if he's having a decent game by the time the fourth quarter comes around, then we start to feel nervous. You know what I'm saying? I want him off his game before the fourth quarter because then we don't have to worry as much that he's going to hit that shot, he's going to cook. You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw one more, and I'll give you guys all of the same caveat too. Or do you just want them to continue to play the same way they're playing on defense? Because they still have a good chance to if they make their changes offensively, they have a good enough chance to beat Atlanta the way it is because they are keeping Nickeil Walker-Alexander down. And if he gets going, that's the problem.
To be fair, the reason why I said that is because he's probably due for aggression to the means. But in the first quarter of the last game, CJ McCollum did the too short thing to Deuce. Like Deuce McBride can't guard him. So that's why I don't think it's purely an execution thing. And on the last play of the game, you saw Deuce McBride can't guard him. When he did the too small symbol to Deuce after scoring on him in the first quarter.
Like too short, like blow the whistle.
No. He did this to Deuce after he scored on him in the first quarter. I'm like,
messing around.
That to me, especially that and the last possession of the game, you need a taller guy to guard him. At least change up the look that he has to adjust to. He has to shoot a little higher or something. Just make him uncomfortable. Make him have to do something different because the way he's been playing this series can't continue into tonight. And he is like, as much as I'm a young guy, he's been the veteran that's stepping up and leading for them. So if you take him out the game, now one of the young guys has to step up, and maybe they're not as ready in that situation as CJ McCollum. So
I hear you. Okay. Hey Joe, what do you think?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Well, let me start by saying this.
Well, let me ask it again, just so everybody knows. Do you think they should try to double team to take either McCollum or Jalen Johnson out the game if you would choose one of them, or should they just play the same way they've been playing as far as defensively?
Well, yeah, man. Right now, for me, it's just I want Mike Brown to take Quinn Snyder out of the game because right now Snyder's in his head. I mean, straight up, like you're going to tell me that Mike Brown is so afraid to play Mitch in a defensive lineup, he just doesn't put him in because he's afraid of Hack-a-Mitch? I think we should just make Quinn Snyder Hack-a-Mitch. Get them in foul trouble. I don't care. If we got to put Mitchell Robinson in the line, that means he's in the game. So be it. I don't like this whole thing where we got to be so afraid to play Mitchell Robinson. Oh, because of Hack-a-Mitch. Oh, listen, if we're putting them in foul trouble, they're in foul trouble. That's going to help us. I don't know, man. But when it comes to the actual players, I agree with Dork, man. The illusion is CJ, but really it's Kuminga off the bench.
That's a good point. I mean,
because listen, man, like
we didn't have a good game one, and we won that game. So I mean, good point.
Like Kuminga, man, he's making his shots. I see CJ missing more than him right now. Let CJ miss, and don't let Kuminga get hot. That's how I'm feeling.
Okay, all right. Hey, Juan, are you there?
Yeah.
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
Yeah, a little disappointed about, of course, we all Knicks fans, so we're all disappointed. It's 2-1 deficit right now. Um, I don't believe we should be 2-1. I think most Knicks fans feel that way. I knew the Hawks were going to be, you know, a problem for sure. I just didn't think it would be this much of a problem. I didn't think Cat would be not taking much shots. And for everyone who says, Brunson don't pass the ball, like Cat had the ball, like, or need to get Cat the ball. Cat had 39 touches. Okay, took 19 shots. You do the math on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not Brunson's fault. Let's stop playing the Brunson. Whoever is doing that, I haven't seen it. I don't know if anyone's doing it here, but if there's anyone doing it in the chat, I know it's a whole collective. Knicks fans are blaming Brunson. It's not Brunson's fault that Cat is not being aggressive and taking shots. So, and then to your, go ahead. Are you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and listen, the great thing about this Knicks community is everybody has different shows and different points of view and different perspectives and do different analysis and stuff like that. I happened to catch my guy Karan's show, The Objective Knicks Fan, last night, and he brought up, he showed the touches and showed the passing that happens. How many passes Brunson has got off? I think it was 75 passes. And how many passes Cat and how they got the ball. Like, so he showed. I mean, the bottom line is the ball is moving and the passes are happening. There's more to the story. It's not just
exactly
Brunson having the ball.
I don't think Brownie's using Cat right. That's my opinion. He's trying to plug in a system.
Using Cat right. We know that.
Yeah, he's plugging in a system that doesn't work for this team. I don't believe. He's trying to do a copy paste system and it's not working. And to answer your question, I definitely think you want to put. I think Hart was, if I remember correctly, Hart was doing okay defensive job on CJ.
Oh,
so I don't understand.
I don't know. No, I'm not saying he wasn't, but I think Hart was doing a really good job on Jalen Johnson too.
Yeah, I want to think he's guarding him really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think what my man says was right. Can't make out the name, but basically Snyder, I feel like is in his head because why isn't Mitch in at that play when he went all small? I'm like, why isn't Mitch there? He's your best defender. We've seen him defend against last year. I think it was Jason Tatum, or I forgot what it was. Yeah, he had to end up passing the ball out, and they couldn't get a shot off in the last series against the Boston Celtics. So I'm thinking, the coach should know, like, Mitch can defend these guys or some of these guys, and Mitch was not there. I'm like, and he's your best rebounder. Why is he not in the game and that defensive play? Things like that. It's just like, I don't understand what he's thinking right now. Like, why are we not plugging Moldy sometimes? Like, I'm just very confused. Like, but yeah, CJ is like, he should not. I'm not saying CJ is not a good player. We know he can get his shots, but like, where are the adjustments? Like, I'm really just confused. Like,
no, I agree.
Like,
I think you make there's a good point there. Where are the adjustments, and how do you allow Atlanta to force us to take our, you could, in some cases you could say, I mean, I think most people would say OG, but some cases you could say Mitch is our best defender. Like, how do you allow them to force us to take him completely out of the game? Mitch has been the same basketball player for his whole career in the NBA. And Tom Thibodeau found a way to keep my guy on the court, no matter what.
The hack of Mitch didn't really work game one. It backfired on them because then he had accidental fouls and they were putting good free throw shooters on
exactly. Thank you, man. That's
so, like, why wouldn't you see that and be like, okay, go ahead, hack of Mitch. We get us in foul trouble. I'll take out Mitch when we're foul trouble. Then I'll put out good free throw shooters. Then when you do foul us, we getting easy shots. Like, I just don't. How is we as fans see this and he don't? Like, I don't get it.
Point one, let them do the hack of Mitch. Like I said, if a team does hack a Mitch too early, it's to their own detriment, and you take advantage of it late because that is when the game is going to be decided late. All right, so you want to hack a Mitch? Okay, when you need them fouls later, you ain't going to have them, and that is when we're going to hit you. So do it. Go ahead, fine. But in the meantime, while Mitch is out there missing free throws, whatever, he's still impacting the game. Because the other thing too is, guess who else is affected by missing those free throws? Mitch. Mitch is like, damn it, man, I missed those free throws. Piss, everybody's laughing at me already, judging me. They're hacking me on purpose. Guess what? Let's come down the court. Mitch is going to get crazy on you defensively because that.
Right.
We just
Exactly.
Those are great points, Ron. Those are
but
great
it's
points,
true
man.
though.
It's just I feel like Brown is overthinking it.
Thank
Like
you,
overthinking.
Juan. That you said exactly what I was just about to say. Once again, back to my rant earlier. These two coaches in Tibbs and Brown, they have success in the regular season, but in the playoffs and big game moments, they overthink, and it's to their detriment and to the Knicks' detriment. So let's make things simple. Okay, let me get Nick Nation's thoughts and Shah's thoughts. And then I'm gonna hit you guys, and I apologize because I feel like we just started cooking, but I just can't. But I'm gonna get another question out there. We'll go from there. Nick Nation, what's your feeling on that question? Would we target CJ or Johnson, or do we just continue to play the way we've been playing?
Well, honestly, I'm going to say it like this. Defense isn't really most of our issue. It's because if you look at the final points of the final scores, that tells you that, you know what I mean? We're keeping that team under their average. We're playing below our average as far as on offense. There are certain critical points in times where, we should change some points and things on the defense. You know what I mean? Like when they were up, three and we went up three, they called a timeout. Who we should have implemented point on defense. When they were up 1 point, who we should have implemented on defense. There are critical criteria there, but overall, defensively, we have kind of kept them somewhat, in check. The problem is that if you don't, like you say, if you don't leave Mitchell Robinson in the game, Mitchell Robinson may sound weird for some people, but when you put it all together, then you get it. He affects Atlanta's offensive game. And how he affects Atlanta's offensive game is that they can't get out and run. They can't get up across that court halftime. Why? Because they got to leave 2-3 guys around him at times. When he's not in the game, boom, it's bolt. Let's get upfield, So, and when things like that is what really is disturbing us. We as a team and as a coaching staff have got to recognize that, do things better. Offensively is our issues. We have got to get Cat going. We have got to force these guys into point in the paint. We have to take advantage of our centers. We are truly, definitely not. They have from Glasses and Brown. And I don't even think it's Glasses. I can't even say it's him. It's Brown. Brown has taken the strength of our team and made it the weakness of our team. That hurts us. Whatever he did, or however he interviewed to get this job, that point of the game plan, they must have just kind of like brush painted real fast and said, yeah, okay, you could do this, and brush painted it real fast, because he does not have a real true concept of what he can do as far as with these centers. And I hate to say it, go back to money, but you have to, because it is where if you have this much of a volume of money diverted into a point of a company, let's just say, it means you're going to get a point of you got to utilize it. You know what I mean? A tool is only as good as it's being used. And right now, this guy's not using our tools properly. What our tools are good over there, they look good and shiny over there, but when he puts them out on the court, he doesn't know how to utilize them. And I don't. You could be, if you're not a good mechanic, you don't know how to then utilize your tools. You sit there, you'll come out and you'll say, all right, you know what? This finished product over here, you know what? I'm gonna put these pliers and these teeth on it and grip it and go through. You're doing stupid nonsense like that. That doesn't, give a great outcome. And right now, he has not put us in a position for a great outcome. You're going to get people in the chat and out here in the world who are going to say things that I'm not going to say what I feel it is. But you're going to get people out here who are going to say, well, Mike Brown hasn't taken a shot or made one pass. And I agree with that. But he also hasn't put his pawns or his chess people in the proper position to make these things happen. That's when we're talking about as far as what a coach. So if you don't understand that, then sit yourself down, because you don't grasp the point of the game that much. But there are people out there who want to go into that narrative. But that narrative is a false narrative. This guy has put us in bad positions and has not put us in great positions. When you put us in great positions and the player fails, we can see that. But he's not put our players in great position. And until he does that, that's our number one problem. We got to get over that hump first. He's got to put our players in better position, and he hasn't.
I agree with that, and I don't want to, because my whole thing is I wanted to give Mike Brown as much of a rope as possible for him to leeway. You know what I mean? He is a very talented coach in the NBA. It's not easy to have longevity. I mean, granted, some might say, it's longevity, but it's in years, not necessarily in spots, because he's been fired a lot and moved around a lot. And I get it. I understand that. But my whole thing is, I think that, I wanted to make sure that he was given a fair shot, because this is a tough job to get after having a coach for 5 years and then getting to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 20 something years. And then you're taking over that same team for the most part. That's a lot of pressure, and you already know how you're going to be looked at. So yes, I wanted to give him as much rope as possible. But what I will say is, towards the end of the regular season and in the playoffs so far, he hasn't looked great. He hasn't been pushing the right buttons. And from all of the stuff that we thought we would get as far as his willingness to be open to different things. And one of the big things I said about Mike Brown that I liked was his in-game adjustments. We talked about Tibbs not making in-game adjustments. Mike Brown's willing to make in-game adjustments. It's a big thing for him. This is part. So in the flip side, he's making adjustments. They're just not good. They're not the right adjustments. So he's doing stuff, just not the right answers. So I just wanted to put that out there, because who am I? I'm Ron. I'm just a guy.
Who am I?
You know what I mean? Hey.
Who am I? Okay, that's where we were going. My bad. I thought that's where we were going.
My fault. I am just a regular guy who likes the Knicks, who has, a platform with an opinion and loves to have a conversation, give everybody else a chance to talk. I don't know much about it. I challenged Stephen A. Smith to a one-off. He didn't want to accept me because, who am I?
But pass me the keys to the truck.
You know what I mean? But the point is, I said this before Mike Brown got the job. I said any competent coach can get this Knicks team back to the playoffs. Sorry, I hate to be that guy, but this was a good team. And we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And with the talent that we had, I was like, bring in any decent coach and we'll get back to the playoffs. So I'm not trying to take anything away from his 53-game win season or whatever it was. But I'm just saying, Mike, this is where Mike Brown earns his money. It's not throughout the regular season getting us to third place or getting us to the playoffs. We was going to get here. It now is where he's supposed to earn his money. So let's see what he can do going forward, make the change, because I do feel like Mike Brown at moments has some shining moments. I think he kind of falls back. He deviates. I don't know. He gets nervous or whatever it is, and he starts doing too much. But let's see what he can do tonight and go from there. Sha, what's your thoughts? Do we have to? And I think I already know your answer because kind of where you were hinting to, but McCollum or Johnson, or play the same way we've been playing.
I think we play the same way we've been playing. For me, it's not our defense, it's our offense. We're shooting in the season right now 34% from 3-point land. And I mean, we luckily got better at the free throw line last game, but we still shooting underperforming at 3-point. We're not even leading. The league average was like 36%. We're not even shooting that. So let's get back. Yeah, let's get back to that. From the three. Let's get back to that. That's what I think wins the game. We have not had a good shooting good shooting out here. And it's not so much about the good shooting, it's the opportunity of shooting the 3-point shot. We're killing these guys down low, man. I wish they would bring them follow Mitch and all that other stuff so we can get to the line, because we're better at the line. We get to the line more, we have more opportunities to slow down the pace and set up on defense. I don't care if they want to foul and do all that stuff. Let them do that because we're a bigger team. My big thing is, and I've been saying this for like the last the post game, the pregame, the post game, the pregame, your show. If you're not gonna play Shohan, if you're not gonna play Diawara, please implement Mitchell Robinson in there for 25 minutes. I don't know how you want to mix it up. I don't know who you want to put in there with him. I don't know how you're going to run it with that second unit because I don't like Mitchell Robinson in there with 4 small guys because that brings Mitchell Robinson up and it gets beat back door so much. Put Mitchell Robinson a couple more minutes. I would like to see Diawara and Mitchell Robinson in that second unit tonight. I would like to see that with Alvarado, Clarkson, and Deuce. And I mean, those are the 3 guys I would like to see on the outside with Diawara. You know what I mean, out there, Mo D. You know what I mean? If that's, I mean, because those are the guys that he's using. So if I'm choosing from the guys that he's using, those are the guys that I would like to see. Please use Mo D tonight to stretch out the point. Mitchell Robinson, if you watch Mitchell Robinson when he's out there, this guy with these guys, he puts them on his back. 2 guys is trying to jump over Mitchell Robinson's back as they get rebounds. He is boxing Kuminga and anybody. It don't make a difference. And grabbing rebounds, and you're not utilizing that to your strength. If you don't want to use Mitchell Robinson with Josh Hart in the same lineup, then don't use it. Wait for Josh Hart for another segment when Mitchell Robinson's about to come out. Then you can use him less minutes. Something. If you ain't gonna put. If you're not feeling like you want to put Shohan in there with Mitchell Robinson, I understand why, but try it. If you don't want to do that, if you're going to run a small lineup, then why don't you put Shohan, Diawara, and OG out there with Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart? You know what I mean? You got guys that can score the basketball. You don't need, if you want to take away from somebody that has some defensive guys that can grab rebounds, you could put that team out there. Josh Hart could be the point guard, which he usually is when Jalen Brunson's on the court. These are the things that I see that I think he could change. I think we will see the change tonight. It's not our defense. We have kept this team under 110 points in this series and throughout the all games we played them in the regular season too. I don't think it's been more than 110 points. This team plays us tight. So let's get out there and play some good physical basketball. We don't need 43 pointers tonight. We need 56% from the field goal tonight. We need 80% from the 3-point line. We need 37% from the field goal percentage and move the ball around. 27 assists, man. Come on, man. This is all I've been talking about all year. So all you got to do is bring that to the game tonight. And Knicks fans, come on. It's just 2-1, man. I don't think the Knicks is going to go into this game the way they've been playing the last 2 games. And I think they will figure it out in the 4th quarter like they've been doing all year long. Let's just sit here tranquil. My big thing is to watch tonight is if the Knicks get out here and play good defense, under 26 points a quarter. And if their offense, the New York Knicks offense is playing 28 points and better, then we'll win the game tonight. Let's get it.
Hey. You know what? I like that, Shaw. I agree. I like that. I like that a lot. That works for me.
That's your best take ever, Shaw.
Better and better as I go.
I love that. I love it.
What I want to see big stretches of Cat and freaking Brunson out too. Like,
damn
that was another crazy.
Yo, is this the second time Juan said something? I was just you killing me right now, brothers. Like we
I keep taking your points.
I was just about to say we can never. The Mike Brown, the Cardinal sin. You cannot have Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony on the bench at the same. What are you doing? You can't do that. Oh my God. Okay. Damn it. Juan, this is crazy. Okay. That's nuts. Okay. You don't know how that shows you when you try to say, well, I don't know if Mike Brown doesn't know how to use Cat. That shows you right there. How you playing both these dudes are your best scoring options. We having trouble scoring, and you got both these guys on the bench at the same. Are you kidding me? And we're talking about, hey, how can Brunson be better at helping Cat get the ball? And then there's issues, and people are wondering. So the moment where you can actually have Cat in the game without Brunson, you don't really take advantage of that. You want to sit there.
And if you're going to put a point guard out there, in my opinion, you put either Alvarado, or if you really want to go down the bench, the best person that played with Cat off the bench is Tyler Kolek. I mean, let's be realistic about it. Tyler Kolek gets in there and he makes Cat look better, but Alvarado also gets in there and helps him too. So if you're not going to go all the way down the bench to a rookie and you want to start somebody that got a little bit of been in the league a little bit, you put Alvarado in there. I mean, would I like to see Cole? Of course, if he should have started running these different lineups like 5, 6, 7 games left in the season. But anyway, we won those games, so who am I to talk about what I'm talking about?
No. I mean, that's a good point. Shout out. I was just about to put this up. D. Grant said this. I think Cat and JB should be separated. Cat seems to strive better with Kolek. JB seems to strive better with Mitch.
Hey, man, no Kolek, no cup, no Kolek, no ring.
It's simple. Down and dirty, yo.
I only talk as a Knicks fan because how would I see it? And I don't like putting out hyperbole. I don't throw some out there every so often, but I try to cover it up with some other garbage on top of it. But when I see something and I just talk about it, just like all of us up here, we are great minds up here. Every one of these guys up here, man, I'll go anywhere with y'all, talk about anything about Knicks, anything. If y'all want to go out, I don't drink that much no more, but you want to talk. Anyway, for the reason of the way you guys think, and everyone, I always say this, man, and I always say this, man, Knicks fans are always on the same page. We may not be on the same paragraph, but we all on that big same page because we all want the Knicks to win. Oh, damn.
This guy came with the hits today, boy. Ooh,
remixing. Okay.
It's this guy. Okay. All right. I see you. Okay. Not on the same page. I mean, we on the same page, but not on the same paragraph. Woo. Hold on.
That's
You in the
facts.
book I'm reading with the quotes? Because damn, that was all right. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Let
I'm
first
glad we came on with the big screen and stuff. I got to put
all
on
right.
the big screen. We ain't doing individual
on that one. Let me read these say what's up to a couple more people, and then I'm gonna ask you guys my final question because I can't. First off, shout out to my brother from another. Haven't seen him in a minute. Miss you, bro. Miss you in spaces, bro. Miss being able to chop it up with you. Shout out to the one and only worldwide, Mr. Mayberry himself. Salute to my brother. Appreciate you. Says salute. They better get this effing win tonight. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. I hope you're doing good.
I think they're gonna be at the game tonight too. Him and Jay Boogie. I think they said they're gonna be at the game again tonight.
Yeah, they out there. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Sweet. All right. Shout out to Matthew Hurley in the building. Said Lenny Wilkins, Don Chaney, Herb Williams, Larry Brown, Isaiah Thomas. Can I keep going here? I know what you're saying. Shout out to Rebuild NYK. You think Rick in the front office turned him loose? The collective thinks this is the way. Maybe. And then also shout out to the one and only Miss L. Damn it.
Pew, 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 pew. I always wanted to do that.
Shout out to L. Damn it in the building. Salute to the chat and the wonderful panel. And once again, guys, we are all here. I think first off, I want to say thank you to all of y'all. I've been watching the chat. Y'all have been on your best behavior. Y'all been fantastic today. That's all we want, man. We all need to respect each other and get through. We got enough going on in our regular lives to come here for drama and nonsense. Let's continue to respect each other and do things the right way. Once again, if you're new or if you wasn't here earlier, these are the rules of conduct. Take a minute. Sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town. No, I mean, just take a minute and look at what's going on right here, just so you see what's happening.
Can I just say, Ron, today's show is particularly therapeutic.
It's needed, bro. Let me tell you, I think we all need.
This is really the talk off the ledge right here. This was really a talk off the ledge. A lot of people stand out there like, yo, I don't know, this not what I'm about to go. I'm about to jump.
What's that one game in a series, bro? Like, give me a break.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we're good, man. I mean, we're just beating ourselves. This team's not better than us. We're the better team.
That team is not. I do not believe that, man.
Listen, if it wasn't for the NFL distraction of the draft, I don't know. You might have heard gunshots. I'm just keeping it.
You just mean rhythm beat, right? More fire. Oh, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I knew he wasn't saying something else in direct violation of code of conduct.
No, I would never do that, bro. I would never do that. Never.
Okay, just checking. Oh man. Okay, So this is my last question. Do you think the Knicks can win in this series or tonight's game or any game if we can't shoot the three? I say that because in the first game, we shot the three very well. Lights out. We won the game. Not saying that's the end all be all, but that's who the Knicks are, right? Right? In these last two games, Knicks scored a lot more points in the paint. We did what we had to do, but we shot 28% or whatever from three in the third game and 34% in the second game, and we lost. Can the Knicks win if they can't shoot the three? What you think, D-Rex?
So I'm being unusually optimistic today, but I think categorically the answer is yes, because we only lost by 1 point. And if you look at the regular season games, we also only won or lost those games by one possession for the most part. So literally, if anybody else comes in, for example, in the last game I just looked, the whole bench had 2 assists combined. So if one person comes in and gets one more assist, if anything better happens, literally, if anything good happens, 1 block, 1 assist, one more free throw, anything happens, we win. So categorically, the answer is yes.
Okay. All right. What you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'm with him, man. For me, I just want to see Cat drive into the hole. I want to see Cat get aggressive. I want to see him do his little chicken wing that he usually does with the ball. when he gets in there, man, he's beating 4 defenders. And when you're telling me one guy's beating 4 defenders to the rim, just keep going to it. Keep hitting it. Keep going. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. And I will say that I think that I really do think that Mike Brown is squandering a huge opportunity to get the best out of Cat versus the Atlanta Hawks. Because the other thing about Cat is, I don't know if you guys have noticed this because you're not seeing as much of it as you would see like in the past when he was really going. But Cat feels confident again shooting that three.
Yo, Cat in the regular season dropped 36 points on this Hawks team.
Yeah, no, the confidence is there. So I don't know what this dude's doing by not taking advantage.
You Rex took my point.
Because we on the same page. Juan, try to tell you, player. Okay, Juan.
Let's go.
What you got left to say?
Nah, I mean, I took a couple of your points, so it's only going to happen to me, right? No, I mean, there's nothing really to add. I mean, everyone's saying what needs to be said. Like, when Cat needs to drive, like, literally, like, he's like, Rex said it perfectly. Like, one thing different and the Knicks win. So it shows that we can win these games with shooting the 3-point, not the best. Get Cat going, he can shoot that three. I mean, he's shown that he can be clutch sometimes. Like last playoffs, there were some games that because Brunson was being covered, Cats made some really clutch shots. So like, I don't know. This is like Cat needs to like be like wave off Brown or Cat Brown needs to be like, yo, you're the man. Like somebody or the captain's like, yo, bro, they can't stop you. You know what to do, bro. Like somebody's got to get in his head. Somebody on the team say something to this guy. I don't know what has to be said for him. Like he knows he can put up. Like he almost put a 40 on him. Like what are we doing here? I mean, it's just not much else to be said here. Just everyone's made the best points possible. It's just I can only restate it and emphasize it.
Hey man, I appreciate you, Juan. Thank you for your takes, regardless, brother. And listen, Cat is one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he's one of the best free throw shooters. We watched a guy who don't even shoot like that put up 83 points by getting to the line primarily. Get Cat involved and let him go at it by any means necessary. The guy is a bucket. He's the one thing that you cannot question about Cat, and we talk about this all the time. I don't care. I'll defend this point to the cows come home, which is a weird thing. I don't know what that means. When are the cows coming home? Where'd they go? But the point is, Cat scores and puts up numbers when he's not really having a huge effective game. He always puts up numbers. Just get the man the ball and let him do his thing because he can score at so many ways. And because he's such a good free throw shooter, you need that because that is that. You know, coaches love to look at that and point to, damn it, look at how many free throw attempts they got. This guy went to the line. They hate that. That's where you get these dudes. Give Cat the ball, let him go to work, and hopefully the refs are somewhat on our side. I mean, I don't know, but sometimes you got to take it out of the refs' hands too. Just go do what you got to do. If you don't call the foul, believe me, it's going to get to the point where they're going to have to do something. Because just like how, This is something I found out, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew this. You know how at halftime where the clubs go inside and they have their little halftime speech and they talk about what they need to do in the second half. Refs get that too. Did you know refs get that? Refs get the conversations at the half about how their game has been, especially in big games. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Anyway, okay. Shout out to Sangfreud in the building. Appreciate you, Sangfreud. Good to see you. As well as shout out to David Haas in the building. It's a problem. Is JB and Mike Brown and McKeel stinks. Okay. All right. I will tell you, you take any good player and it forced them to get out of the game. You take SGA and you say, you know what, we're going to double or triple team SGA so he can't do anything and he's not going to look good. But the reason why OKC keeps winning is because all those other guys keep stepping up. Everybody else does what they need to do. They move the ball, they believe in each other, and they play like a team. It's important. If you want to win in this league, if you don't play team basketball in the NBA, you can't win. No individuals are winning NBA championships anymore. Not anymore.
I think the one thing that the Hawks really have on us is like, I do think that we're overall the better team, but they're the more together team.
We talk about it all the time, D-Rex. The Knicks are not a great basketball team. You know, there's other teams that play better as a team than the Knicks.
I mean, and I'm usually not the guy to get into these slogans and about the want and the emotion. I'm usually like numbers guy, but if you really want to win above all other things, then to become more together is not asking that much. You know what I'm saying? You all want the same thing, right? You all want to win, right? You know?
I mean, listen, there's no I in team. And if I was Jalen Brunson, I'd say, but there is a me in it. Ha ha, that's that good joke that Kobe used to say. Okay, anyway. All right. So, okay. Nick Nation, can the Knicks win if they can't shoot the 3-ball, brother?
Can we win? Yeah, we can win. But will we win without it? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a test for us. You know, we're down 2-1. Can we rise back to the occasion and, you know, then come back home and hopefully, you know, gain some momentum and strength by winning 2? I'm a fan, so I'm praying for it. You know, I heard a lot of guys, you know, we just talking as far as about with Cat, but I'm going to say it like this. On national television, he was called out by, and most of us remember this, by Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaquille O'Neal's, you know, when he came at Shaquille O'Neal and he kind of gave like one of those humble, coy answers, and Shaq went right back at him and said, no.
Come on.
No, you have to be the man. And what he did was kind of like, you know, shuck it off and cower this thing down again. And that to me is disturbing. These two, as far as coach and player, don't have a great relationship. I don't care what they try to mask on the outside or the narratives behind it. You know what I mean? Real fans, we know this is not, he has not leveled Cat up, which that was a main factor of what we needed. So right now, the season point for Mike, to me, in that sense, between them two, has been a failure. Can he manage and mitigate this better? 100%. But is he going to do it? I'm just not confident in Mike Brown because right now he doesn't seem to be a leader of men. Right now, he doesn't seem to be the inspiration of somebody that, you know, the classic word is, I will run through a wall for this coach. I don't see anybody, you know what I mean, committing to that point. I don't see anybody on this team, you know what I mean, bringing it up that, hey, yeah, you know what I mean, the coach is doing what's he's got in a great place, this, that, this. There are issues. And just like anything else, we'll find out in the summer when the season is over. You know what I mean? It has its way of coming out and working out, you know? So, you know, I'm a fan, so I'm going to bleed to the end. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan, so I'm going to bleed out to the end because I'm going to be here for it, you know, no matter what. Am I highly encouraged? right now from what I've seen from him? No, because, I've given him a C all year. I haven't given him, you know what I mean, a point where he's even reached the grade level of B for me. He hasn't still. He has still not reached that plateau for me. And I'm not going to put it all on the coach. You know what I mean? Like I say, I put some of this onus on Leon because, hey, this is the team that he actually ultimately built and put into play. And to me, when it came that time, he failed us. I don't think that he made that magic at the trade deadline to put us in a better position and to heighten our level up to the next level. We knew we were just like a little off, like here and there and there. You know what I mean? It was certain points and certain things here. And I think he saw that last year. And I don't think that he has put us really in a better position this year coming in. If anything, I would mark to say that Leon has put us in a worse position than we were last year because I knew who we were last year. I knew our identity last year. I knew with strength and Tibbs at Mike Brown and his coaching staff right now. I'm still a little, on it. I have the ill effect. Can he still, turn this around? Of course, because it's not over yet. The window hasn't closed. But as far as my confidence in Mike Brown, I just don't have it right there right now. But I still have confidence in my Knicks that, hey, maybe despite that, we can still overcome it. And I'll leave it at that point. Sorry.
I get it. I get it. Hey, listen, I think that's a feeling that a lot of people share. It is what it is. It's put up a shut up time. This is what it. I mean, listen. Bottom line is, I think Mike Brown knows it. He's coaching for his job right now. The way this is going, not looking good. It is what it is. Shout out to Akuma in the building. So tonight is the night of the upsets. Oof, I don't like that, but okay. I don't know what that means, but I don't like it. I don't like no upsets. Well,
who's favored though? Are we even favored?
He's saying that because Magic is beating Detroit right now. I think it's 75. Last I looked, it was 75-64. I think it was.
Well, listen. The bottom line here is I've said it before. I respect Detroit for what they've been doing, and I'm not taking anything away from them. But they have been fortunate this year to be able to run through the league and not have to deal with a healthy Orlando Magic team that plays the way we have seen the Magic play in the past. Even the Knicks have been fortunate to deal with that. But we know the Magic come to play basketball and they're healthy, they are a problem. So, hey, good for them. We're not the only ones going through some stuff right now. So it is what it is. Also, I want to shout out to Hawks ATL. I told you guys before, everybody's welcome to be in here as long as they're respectful and handle things the right way. And he's doing a great job. I mean, he's giving really good
Hawks ATL is representing, no question.
No, he's giving really good points, and I can't be mad at what he said. And I wanted to highlight he had just said something that I believe is almost a fact. I don't know 100% it's a fact, but I feel like it's almost a fact the way I know how my Knicks play. Shoot, where is it? There we go. He said, if y'all lose the first quarter and y'all not up entering the fourth, y'all done. I almost 100% agree with that because the Knicks cannot take quarters off. First off, the first has been terrible to us. We've been going down in these games. But more importantly, it was the second part of what he said. You ain't up going into the fourth, y'all done because the pressure is on of coming from 2-1 to being down 3-1. And let me tell you something. The Atlanta ain't gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, man. Y'all get back into it. Let's go 2-2. Nah, they ain't gonna allow you to just get it. So I agree with them, man. I agree with them on that. Knicks got to come to play. Tonight is very important. Very muy importante. Let's get it. Let me read the super chat real quick before I get to Shah and his final. Oh, well, hold on. I hit the wrong thing. I hit the Usher. Thank you for the generous super chat. Paris says, always support Bridges. He has to get a quick hook and need Cat to fight for position, especially in the bonus. JB 18 shots, and I need Kolik, Sohan, and Diawara. I'm not mad at it. I think most Knicks fans won't be mad at that either, except for Sherwin. But I think, I just think, look, I'll be honest with you right now. I would tell Cat I would say exactly what I'm saying to you about what Cat needs to do. I tell him to his face, respectfully, of course, because, who am I? Cat is a phenomenal player, great young man, good heart. and I think a really good person. But I think at some point you gotta look, that bark gotta be loud, man. You gotta bark. Let's go. We trying to win in the playoffs. Cat has never won a championship. He once won 2. You gotta let it be known to the rest of these dudes. Look, I respect y'all. Y'all my team. This is Brunson's team. Cool. Right now it's my time. Cat time. Wow. I don't care. Whatever. I don't anyway. Yeah. So Sha, what's your thoughts, man? Can we win if we can't shoot the 3 ball? And I say this because that's predominantly our game. Have we shown we can score in the paint? Yes. But can we put it together the way and the reason why I've asked everybody this question is because the Knicks used to be able to do this effectively in the past, but we've gotten so heavy with the 3 ball that sometimes it just ain't enough and we can't shoot that 3. But I wonder what you think, Sha. What's your thoughts?
Comparing to last game, the full game, we did not shoot the ball well. But the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, we shot up over 38% from 3-point land in the fourth quarter last game. Yeah, can we win the game without dominating from 3-point land? Of course. The way we do that is crash the boards and drive the ball down the hole, get to the free throw line. You make up that extra point from the free throw line. So now when you go down here, you start getting these guys in foul trouble. Now you're putting them into changing their lineup, and you're effectively driving down the lane and getting to the line to get points. And later in the games that shows up. I think the Knicks are going to have a better 3-point shooting. 2 games in a row, have it back shooting the 3-point. For the Knicks, that's shooting over 30, I think 38% for 3-point land from this year as a team. I think we'll see a little better shooting tonight. I think they will start Mikal tonight because of his shooting, and I think he's going to be. We'll find out in the first 7 minutes of the quarter if he's going to really be in the game the whole game, or if he's going to do the same thing of giving the hook. I think he'll show up and shine tonight and play great defense against Alexander tonight. So, yes, I do think the Knicks can win tonight without hitting the 3-point shot. But if you're not going to hit the 3-point, if you're going to shoot the 3-point shot, please also utilize the inside game because we're killing them in there. And I think the way we beat them is not shooting 40 3-point shots. I think the way we beat them is shooting 17 3-point shots with 56% from the field goal percentage, and then our percentage be 36-37% off of the 17 3-pointers that we shoot. Less 3-pointers with a better percentage, more down low to get guys in foul trouble so we can extend the lead with the 1-pointers from the line. Okay. Oh, one thing, 4:45, Knicks Real Talk. We on tonight. Let's get it.
4:45, y'all. Knicks Real Talk. Get yourself right for the game, y'all. Positive energy. 4:45. Okay. And real quick, this is just a warning. Like I said, I'm serious about this, y'all. This is just a warning. I'm nobody's professor. I'm nobody's grammar dude. I'm nobody when it comes to that. I'm just about having a respectful platform. I'm gonna just make a quick point real here. I'm not trying to put anybody in the spot, but I'm putting somebody in the spot because this is for everybody. Okay. The littlest thing can be taken the wrong way, depending on how somebody's day is going, depending on how we feel about our team. People are upset about how we're playing. We're down 2-1. So any little thing can push somebody to be upset and lash out. Wait till next year when Cat's not here and this team sucks. Be careful what you wish for. You see how I said what you wish for? Because that's the statement that will be okay. The extra word that's in there is where you go wrong. This is the type of stuff that I want everybody to pay attention to, because once again, if you didn't see, this is the rules of conduct. Keep it in mind. One time, 30-minute timeout. Second time, 24-hour timeout. Third time, permanent ban. And I don't care. Somebody's already banned permanently, and good riddance. So I'm telling you guys again, be very careful with your wording. I have no problem with the statement that was said. As long as you take that one word out, I could look at it a lot differently. And I think other people will as well. So just keep that in mind. That's all I'm trying to say. That's the free one right there. All right. So,
Ron, can I just say something real quick, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like the second you just start letting people do that and you give people freebies, that's when we start going wrong. Like, we got to enforce these rules off the rip. That's how I feel. I mean, it's your show, obviously, and I'm not going to cut and say, oh, this is how you should do it. This is your show.
I mean, you get warnings. I mean, even the law is little, you sometimes for your first offense.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Yeah, this guy's been told over and over again, Ron. He's been told over and over again, knock it off. Because, you know what I mean? None of us like it. You know what I mean? Because I have come on and personally said that same statement to him earlier. Just leave that part out. But he continues to do it.
It's okay. He has issues. I just want everybody to calm down because I don't want to take it anywhere else. I gave that the warning wasn't just for him. The warning was for everybody because sometimes, you know what, you can say certain things when you're in a mixed of company that you're used to, right? Homeboy talk, barbershop talk. You say stuff a certain way. Like sometimes some of the stuff that me and my friends talk about, like, what? You guys are cool? Yeah. No, that's how we talk. We good. But we know each other. And he knows that, oh, I'm just messing around with you, my guy, though. But if somebody else said it, we both, gonna have a problem with that dude. Do you know what I mean? That's homeboy talk. This ain't homeboy talk. Everybody ain't nobody's homeboy. Everybody don't know everybody here. So
let me break the monotony. Let's fire Mike Brown. Let's fire Leon Rose. We're gonna trade Cat. We're gonna trade Brunson. There ain't gonna be no OG here next year. And there we go. Now we just break the monotony. Now we just can go on and to the next subject because I've seen it before too. But I'm not saying from who says it. But
right. But he doesn't know. But he just doesn't get it because then if you look at his next few what's names here,
I
the same repetitive nonsense. What is wrong with this guy?
Listen, I understand, and all I'm saying is I'm trying to get off this show so that everybody gets a reprieve.
Yeah, that's true.
The next show, I'm not going to give any warnings. I'm just going to do what I have to do, and we'll go from there. But I also want to give an example so somebody could say, well, I mean, he didn't really say anything too crazy. It depends on how you look at it. I'm telling you right now, somebody else could look at it a different way. That's why I'm putting it out there because I just want to give an Today is a learning day. Believe me. Before I decided to do things this way, I had already said, well, I'm going to put this one in another timeout, and then the next one is a ban. I'm going to give this person a ban for what he said last week. But I was like, why would I give him a ban? I mean, that was crazy. Calm down, Ron. I said, okay, let me calm down. Let me look at it like, okay, he said something, but he felt a certain way. Maybe he thought that the guy was, coming at his integrity and it was racial. And it's like, maybe he went too far. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, this is literally everything I was thinking. So I'm like, no, I can't just ban people because they do this, because if he really thought this was happening, what I need to do is I'm not trying to educate, but I'm trying to evaluate things in the right way and also put things in the forefront so you can make your own determination. We're all adults. You can see what it is. Think about it if you have children. How would you approach the situation with a child and they're going through the situation? How would you explain it to them so they can know how to be better? And I'm not saying nobody's a child. I'm just telling you, as you being an adult, how would you approach this? So I'm saying, as fellow adults, how we should treat each other is it. There's no more warnings. I've put all the one warning is all the warnings you're going to get. Next time, it's an action, right? And then we go from, listen, I don't care. You get 30 minutes in timeout. You come back, you say something else, you get 24 hours. The next show, you say something, you banned. Simple. And that can happen quick, the way some of these people in the chat move, So let's just hope everybody gets it together and hope everybody. This is a fun time as Knicks fans, even though it may not seem like it because we're down 2-1. But we're in the playoffs. Other teams are already in Cancun. They're watching. You know what I mean? This is a fun time. Let's enjoy it for what it is and make the best of it and try to be on a level of, like, sometimes it's cool. Like, some people like to play the villain. The villain don't win anything. You know what I mean? Trey Young was the villain with Atlanta. Where's he at now? Right? CJ McCollum told you, I'm not the villain. I don't want to be the villain. I just want to go play basketball. Not everybody wants to be the villain. It's not always sweet. So that's it. That's all I got about that. But mind you, I just want to say to my panel of distinguished gentlemen, I understand where everybody's coming from. I appreciate y'all. I get it. I got you. I believe me. If this show is much more calm and content now than it was back in the day when people tried to really take it off the rails, and I had to lose my cool way too many times. I feel I'm in a much better place as a person these days, so I want to keep it that way. These rules are in place. Hopefully, I don't have to enforce anything, but I'm not giving any more warnings. It's just going to happen. So, but I appreciate all y'all, man. 100%. I know y'all got my back for real. So shout out to Craig in the building. Craig,
Yeah, you know you're gonna have to enforce it. You know how people are with that.
No, I know. I mean, listen, I don't. The worst part about it is what's going to happen is as this channel grows and as Knicks fans the fandom gets growing, there's going to be somebody that comes in and tunes in one day, right? I've already put up the post of what the rules of conduct are. They're going to come in like 10 minutes later, never even been here. They're going to say something wild. I'm going to hit them with the 30-minute boom. It's going to happen. So it is what it is, man. So anyway, I want to say thank you to all y'all once again. I want everybody to understand, listen, through the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, everything that has taken place, Mike Brown and Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson getting bottled up and Cat not being aggressive enough and OG, can he continue to do it the way he's been doing it? And then what is the bench giving us and who do we point to? We are still Knicks fans through it all, y'all. Let's keep it going, man. Tonight is a big game. We need this game. Let's get this nasty losing out of here. Let's get back to winning. Hopefully the players can believe in each other and step up and make the fans happy, man. Let's get us back to like, okay, 2-2. All right, we good. So, all right, bro. See you later, Sha. So, man, listen, let's hope we can get back to all of that and go from there. I want to say thank you once again to everybody, to Sha, to Joe, to Juan, to Nick Nation, to D-Rex. Appreciate all you guys, man, for showing up and being up here and chopping it up with me. I thank you guys a lot. Appreciate every time we can get together and do this. It is something I look forward to. And like what was said today, today's show was like therapy. I think a lot of us needed it to be able to get our thoughts out.
Oh yeah, it was good to get off the chest.
yeah, get it out, man. Get it out because it's been rough. These last 3 games have turned into something different. So yeah, man, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Saturdays at 11:30-ish, Mondays, depending on, I'm not going to lie to you. I hate missing shows, but if the Knicks are playing a playoff game on Monday, I just want to take it easy and enjoy the game. You know what I mean? So we'll see. If there's no game, then I'll definitely do the show. Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly. And I also make it a fact. I'm like lethal shooter. Never missed 3 in a row. I don't want to miss 2 shows in a row. So I don't know the schedule, but if the Knicks do wind up playing Monday and I don't do the show, I will do a show in the middle of the week before we get to Saturday. Just throwing that out there. All right. So once again, thank you guys. I appreciate all y'all.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, always, man. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy something. Get something good to eat. Get your mind right for this game because we need to be all right. Because this could turn. If we go down 3-1, I'm fighting. I'm punching pillows. It's crazy. Anyway,
You're gonna be punching in the air like Cuba and
yeah, I'm like Cuba.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all take care. Be good out there, y'all. And if you can't be good at it. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Still Knicks fans, know the ledge. We out of here. Let's go, Knicks. Let's get this victory.
Nice.
We out. Later, y'all.